everyone, and welcome back to Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen here on Dork Tales. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelly. I use he and him, and I'm very excited to be back here tonight for another fantastic night here at Dragonlance. Last time we had an extra long episode as the characters seized Wheelwatch Outpost, and it was a hell of a fight. And we'll be talking about that in our how-to episode in a couple of episodes. Some things that I changed about that to make the situation a little more enjoyable, both for viewers and for players. Winches being mechanical is the big one. But there's, because they're Google a winch.
Winches be crazy.
Winches be
crazy, and no one wants to spend the entire combat doing nothing.
At disadvantage.
I mean, we were already going back and forth enough.
Yes, we were already going back and forth enough, wasting my turn to go back and forth, and I would have just table flipped.
Yes. Thank you all who are here on time right now watching us live, and sorry about daylight savings time. Canada was supposed to get rid of it this year, but we're waiting on the US to get rid of it because that's, as the token American, that's what Canadians do.
Yeah.
We're being polite.
Oh, sorry. I guess we'll just get up early.
Yeah. We're holding the door open for US to do it first.
All right, so folks, we're going to be getting into game in just a sec. But before we do that, we're going to do introductions and a couple of announcements, and then we're going to be hopping right in. But first, let's start with our introductions with Christine.
Hello, I am Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I play Kelara Vingard, our human cleric of Michikal.
Nice. All right, over to Chris.
Hello, I'm Chris. I go by Blogg in the chat and on a few other things like the awesome Discord. And I'm playing Godfrey Highvalor, the human battle master, fighter, wannabe knight of Solamnia. It's ass.
All right. Over to Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing. Oh, my brain just stopped working for a second too. I play Rizira, Moonbrush, our Kender rogue swashbuckler, who slayed a adult ancient white dragon last game.
Is that what it was?
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, ancient red dragon.
Elder
red dragon.
Ancient.
Elven ancient.
I need to redo
That's why
all
it's
of my
Dragon
combat
L,
rolls
Dragon
from last
Elder.
episode then.
Dragon Elder. Yes, there we go.
Oh, Dragon Elder. Okay. All right. So the person, and let's go down to the person who can confirm that that kill. Cal.
That's me. Hi, I'm Cal. Neo Cal in the chat and everywhere else. And I use he, him pronouns. And I am playing Aurontiros, the College of Lore Bard. And yes, they can confirm with their own eyes very up close that Rizira will have earned her dragon tattoo that she's going to get. Dragon Slayer tattoo, which may or may not be soup.
All right. And finally, last but not least, the one who's probably going to be inking that tattoo with her mad prison tat skills. Hey, Jen. I was going to say Hazeal, but Jen.
I mean, Jen doesn't have prison tat skills. Jen is less artistic than that. Hazeal also didn't do, I don't think she did the tattoo herself because it's really hard to do it on your face.
Is it backwards? Did she do it in a mirror? And she's like, oh shit, I'll just say that it's a rune.
Aurontiros made that joke. How hard was it to do it backwards?
Lines. There is no way for it to be backwards. It's just lines. It doesn't mean anything in language.
Okay, sorry. We'll take it from the top. Jen.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jen, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm Achille Daniels in the chat and multiple other places. And I play Hazeal Nightgranite, our lunar sorcerer dwarf. There we go. Yep. I can also talk tonight. We're going to be great, gang. So
excellent. Good. Which everybody else has been doing it, and I always forget because we never did it from the beginning. But I'm Lady Liliana in the chat.
It's the new thing we've added. And
apparently, there's nobody told me about it. I just had to pick it up.
Nobody told me.
Both myself and Hazeal use she, her pronouns, so.
Nice.
Got to get those in, the photo on YouTube.
Totally. You got to do it for YouTube. All right. All right, so that is everybody in the cast. Let's do a couple of quick announcements. Next week is going to be an incredibly busy week, and I hope you join us. We have 2 games that we're running for streaming for survivors to raise money for a Vancouver crisis center that specializes in helping those who have been victimized by sexualized violence and related things. Those are going to be on next Friday, the 24th.
24th.
Friday the 24th at 7 p.m. And then we have another one at Tuesday on the 28th. And they are going to be ran by Jen. And Jen, you're calling that one the... was it the summer break special?
Summer holiday special, I think is what I'm calling it.
Okay, so that's Summer Holiday Special. And that's going to be a D&D game, at least at first. And then the Tuesday game is going to be a Powered by the Apocalypse game with, it's going to be pretty wild. So those games, you can donate money to help these charities and affect the game by doing so. It's going to be a lot of fun, and all the proceeds go to a very worthwhile cause. Also, several of us are also going to be doing a game on the 23rd, right in the middle of the day from like 4 to 7 p.m. Pacific, if I'm not mistaken. And that's going to be on the virtual GaryCon channel for Gary GygaxCon. So we're going to be doing that to help them usher in a new year of games. That's going to be myself, Chris, Cal, Amy, and Wei. So other players from Dork Tales, if you've never seen them before, it's a good time to, go check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it'd be great to have some Dork Tales people in the chat there giving us help and, just generally raising trouble.
That's the one with the mystery guest?
This is the one with the mystery guest. I don't know who the mystery guest is. They're the mystery even to me. But it's going to be a level 8 D&D game, and the characters are infiltrating the lair of a dragon. That is all you need to know. And then I also wanted to say that we have a very special announcement today, is that we have to thank our sponsor, Bookwyrm Games. And to do that, I'm going to pass it over to Robin.
Thank you, Kelly. Grab your sponsor. But yes, tonight we are sponsored by bookwormgames.com. They are a local-ish, as in it's a small ferry ride away, to us here in the Pacific, into Vancouver. They're roughly in Abbotsford area, and they make some amazing quality dice for like extremely reasonable prices. They're some of the cheapest in price, not in quality. They have some amazing quality dice, like my lovely Liquid Core Chonker Boy over here, as well as a Liquid Core set. They have some amazing metal dice. They do wooden dice. They even have snacks for you to intimidate your dice with when they roll a natural 1, because you can buy edible candy dice that you can eat to show who's boss, which I honestly need to do that because my dice have been real rude to me the past couple times. As well, they have soaps, candles. They have an amazing range of dice. They have gems, wooden dice, resin sharp edge dice. They have some hollow dice as well. They have like a ton of dice online, and we're hopefully getting, well, we're not hopefully getting it soon. We know they're coming, just when they're coming, that they're making some D10 sets for, those World of Darkness players out there, and we're extremely excited. As well, they have launched this thing that they call Quest Chest, which is basically a adventure in a box that you can get that includes things like teas, coffees, candles as well. And you basically have an adventure you can take your players through between one session, and it depends on how long they take. If they're like us, I
was just wondering, that's just for D&D 5e?
No, it's not. It is I forgot the term that you said it is.
It's like it's agnostic.
Agnostic. There we go.
System agnostic.
System agnostic. That you can play it with any set. So you can, if you're not a D&D player, if you use Powered by the Apocalypse, if you do some weird indie one that no one's ever heard of, you can adapt it and use it for that. So you can buy this for any kind of in-person adventure that you want to do that you maybe don't want to do a ton of work for and want to have a great experience, because these chest quests are definitely an experience in a box. And
you mean quest chests?
You want information? No, what did I say?
You said the forbidden word.
Fuck! Fuck!
I corrupted everyone by accidentally calling them chest quests last week.
Quest Chest, and you can go to their website questchest.info to purchase this, and they will be starting a Kickstarter soon for that as well. And
Thank
yes,
you very
to
much.
receive 10% off your purchase, please use the code, is it DorkTales 2023?
DorkTales 2023.
For 10% off your dice. And also that lets them know that we sent you guys, because we love Bookwyrm games and would love to continue this lovely sponsorship that we have, because they're great people. I've met them in person at Fan Expo, so then they're really excellent people to talk to and hang out. And
I think one of the best things is that, like, one of the big things that we do is whenever we take on any type of sponsorship or co-deal, we always do it with people that we know we would use their product. And it has been really lovely because I have received 2 separate private messages saying how much they enjoyed like shopping and reaching out to like Bookwyrm games about acquiring dice when they were like a little low on stock because of conventions and stuff. And that's really lovely because I get to meet the sponsor on like a personal level, but I don't get, like, I'm not buying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dice constantly. So getting people who say, yeah, I had a good experience with them too from a customer standpoint, it's so cool. I love hearing that. So
Apparently, Kelly, you
Yeah,
have infected Bookwyrm with the chest quest, and they've started calling.
I'm going to copyright that before they can get to it because it's a chess quest.
that's the NSFW one version. That's the sexy one.
That's the sexy
That's
one.
the Rule
Chess
34 version.
Yeah, Rule 34
Yeah.
version. Yeah.
I think I've watched that.
Don't
So
go
yes,
Rule
thank you,
34
Bookwyrm
minute.
Games. Go buy dice. There's so many that I want.
There's so many good dice. We're gonna do a big team order probably, so we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Michael, hit me up with that team code, and I'll keep that private.
More
all
dice
right, so
is nice.
more dice
More
is
dice
nice.
is nice.
They're that free brand stuff for you. All right, thank you so much, Robin, for doing that for me this time. It's nice to not be the only one promoting. I love it. It's very lovely.
Great.
All right, so any questions, comments, concerns before we begin? All right, so last time the characters descended upon Wheel Watch Outpost. There they encountered a steady stream of resistance from the Red Dragon army within. After a pitched battle with quite a number of the troops there, including a Red Dragon army officer and a Dragonel, the characters emerged victorious, seizing the fort for Calaman once more. And we ended game with the last soldier alive inside of the dorm building surrendering, and Rizira going around a prison that was built into the western wall. I think that's where we're going to be picking this game up tonight. The sound of battle still echoes in your ears as you catch your breath. Raven's forces, bolstered by small pockets of Calaman's forces, ride inside of the opened gates. They subdue any remaining soldiers, begin checking nooks and crannies for people who are hiding, and so on. But today we begin inside of a small prison, a pair of cells next to a simple desk are all that exist inside of this room. The north cell holds a Calaman soldier. He looks exhausted, still dressed in his fatigues, in his under tunics, his under armor, one might say. But you can see that he's wearing basically like the under armor uniform of the Calaman military. Is kind of lying there rubbing his eyes as you wander in, Riz. The south cell holds a Kender. This Kender woman is dressed in multiple brightly colored layers, including a full wraparound neck piece made of duck feathers. as you wander up, Riz, you made some brief conversation about, oh, should I let you out? And she's like, yeah, let's be friends. So she smiles at you and rattles the door. So, do you know? Did you know Uncle Trapspringer?
Oh yeah, I just met him like a day ago, a few days ago. I don't quite remember.
He's in
he's looking for a
Rainlands.
dragon. Yeah, he's looking for dragons.
Well, that makes sense. So I was just telling Flannel here that Uncle Trapspringer actually taught me how to pick locks, and then I forgot. I accidentally left my knowledge of how to pick locks underneath a rock. Or on top of a rock.
How did you do that?
I slipped on bacon fat.
Oh, you bumped your head? Ooh.
Yeah, I've got a divot and everything. It's a dimple in the back of my skull.
A skimple.
A skimple. Oh, that's a great idea, a skimple. So anyway, when I got the skimple, Flannel, and you'll hear as the man kind of rolls over in his bunk and covers his head with a pillow. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Oh, but I want to hear it. Do you mind if I hear it, though?
Can you let me out? Can you let me out, please?
Yeah, of course. I was saying hello to company. It's we won out there. Just to let you know. I think that's the reinforcements.
So the gate's been taken back? Or the fort's been taken back?
Uh-huh. Yeah, we got them real good. I slayed a dragon. It's good. Do any of you know how to tattoo?
What? Oh, can you let me out of here? This has been a pretty rough couple of days, and I would love a bath and a meal.
Yeah, no worries. I will get right on that, and then Riz is gonna like start pulling, like.
And also to relieve myself in something more than this bucket.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're pretty stinky. So, Flannel, did I tell you the story about the time that I rode 3 ducks across the river?
You rode 3 ducks.
Mm-hmm. It was I lashed them together. I lashed them. You know what I'm talking about. And then I took a washboard or a washing basin. It was more of a washing basin, but it was a light one made out of like this balsa, and I used that kind of as a chariot, and I rode across the river like a skipping stone. And can you just open the gate? Can you open the cage? Can you open the? Can you just? He's kind of just sits up, grabs the gate. Look. I love Kenders. Kenders are great. The best thing I like about Kenders is that they love to find secrets, like the secret I have in my bunk right now.
What?
Yeah, I've got something.
What secret do you have?
I can't tell you, it's a secret, but you're welcome to come in and look for it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hear your story. I want to hear more about the ducks, and she's gonna like just.
So anyway, I challenged a Minotaur to a race, and he didn't want to do any of that. But then it turned out that I actually had his wedding ring on me. I don't know how. He must have dropped it on me when I think, honestly, he was setting me up for a chase. He seemed like he was that type of guy where he wanted to just, he needs that encouragement. He was a little paunchy, You ever seen a paunchy Minotaur? It kind of is funny because it sags really low, kind of like udders. But anyway, so by the end of this, I'd say he lost about 5 pounds. Later, I think he went on to win a Minotaur bodybuilding contest. And you know what? I don't want to say that I'm the best personal trainer that ever existed, but there's a really good chance that, well...
Oh, I should introduce you to my friend Aurontiros. He's trying to get Solamnia's ass like my friend Godfrey does. So
like we're trying to teach
him squats, but he's not... No, like a butt.
He wants a butt?
Good butt. Like a firm butt.
Flannel has a really good... Lannel. My name's Lannel. No, Flannel. Trust me, I understand. I've actually decided that Flannel is so this is Flannel, my cousin. I've adopted him. He is now an official Kender.
Well, hello, welcome to the Kender folk.
Can you open the gate? Can you open the door? Can you open the God, I don't even know words anymore.
I should tell you about the time that I got
There's two of them.
stuck in prison, and honestly,
Oh,
it
there's
was
two of
the
them.
worst experience because I had nothing to do. They didn't even have a bed, so I just was having to twiddle my thumbs. They took away all my stuff, so I was bored for I think it was 3 days. They said it was 3 hours, but it felt like 3 days. But I did get out. I made friends with 3 rats. There was Bob, Mob, and Cobb, and they're what kept me sane those 3 days. Lashed together like little bits of my hairs to make like little collars, and they were quite cute. I just braided them together. Are you okay, Flannel?
Yeah, keep going. This is my life now.
Well, you see, Bob, Cobb, and Mob. I think I said Mob. Was there Flob? I forget now.
It was Cobb.
Doesn't matter. It was Cobb. Thank you. Similarly, I made like a cute little leashes from them from hair and straw, and I able to get them to get me the key and back. I trained them. I trained them with cheese.
Oh,
Yeah, you're kind of smelly.
Oh, it's
Well, I
not
was
that
gonna say
bad
he's-
though.
Eh.
I once traveled with a dwarf who smelled like Limburger. He was a cheesemaker, but he smelled like cheese, like all the time, even without cheese. I think he was actually harvesting his own bacteria to make the cheese.
Oh.
It was pretty good cheese, actually.
Huh.
Dwarfenburger. Dwarfengator? Dwarfengator sounds like a... Anyway, we're going to pan outside of this into the center of the Wheel Watch itself, inside of the center courtyard, where Raven's troops are going to approach. Hazeal, I believe you and Aurontiros were the last ones in there, like in the center courtyard, as Godfrey and Levna were finishing up in the dorms, and Kelara was doing any healing that needed done up there. So, down in the courtyard, Raven will approach you, and you did it. Oh, you beautiful. And Raven's going to try to hug you.
Okay.
So she's going to hug you and try to lift you up and just kind of try to... She's not gonna, because you're a dwarf and you got a low center of mass.
Stout.
Ow. Okay, maybe not a good idea, but you did it. You the 6 of you did it. I don't know what to... Thank you.
Do I see Aurontiros looking for a hug?
Don't leave
Oh,
me
yeah.
hanging.
Oh, yeah.
I like
Sure.
lotion.
And she'll give you a bit of a hug. Yeah. Oh.
We did do it. With
yeah, it
minimal
was-
casualties. We only lost the Kender.
You smell like spearmint.
Like what?
Like spearmint and pine tar. Very refreshing. How did...
Oh, that's
offense,
just what I smell like.
Through a pitched battle. Wow. Elves are
Well, we
magical.
managed a good bit of reconnaissance prior to the battle, so it was easier to sneak in.
That's really impressive. Thank you for all that you're doing. Seriously, with your help here, it's good to be able to give back to Calaman after taking us in. You're all heroes in my book. If you want to take a peek around and see if there's anything that the Dragon Army left that could be a prize, I don't think any of the soldiers here are going to complain.
I don't think
Especially-
they're gonna need it.
I meant my men, but I guess you're right. She looks down at the corpses lining the inside of the courtyard. So looking around, there's the building that you saw Rizira dump into on the... duck into. Dick into and duck into.
Zero dicks into.
I mean, she's we're dumping in the building, but
yeah. You can hear like far off distance of.
So that's over on the western wall. There's another room directly beneath it. There's a stable building that's on fire to the south, and then there is another little building on the eastern wall that looks probably like it's a cook shack. It has an oven that's visible from the outside.
cool. Is the stable fire risking anything, or is it just gonna like
The
if
walls
it
are
burns itself
stone.
out?
It's gonna burn itself down. I think honestly at this point it's so on fire it's probably not worth saving.
they're going to have to tear it all down.
It was
anyway.
honestly, it was more if it was going to then light something else on fire. But as long as it's not going to do that, I'll just leave it.
Okay. Sounds good. A lot of Raven's men are going through and are grabbing the corpses and kind of piling them up. And I hate to say this, but waste not, want not. See if you can strip that armor off of them and their weapons. And as one of them starts to do that, he reaches down and picks up one of the swords wielded by the Red Dragon army and immediately lets out a, oh, shit! And as he pulls up, you'll see that he wasn't wearing gloves, and there is a full cylinder of blistering burns on the center of his hand. It's hot! Oh.
Oh. You were right.
So it wasn't just their commanding officer.
Mm-hmm.
Damn thing.
All of them had weapons like that.
How the hell? Someone treat this. John, go get treated. Yeah, sure thing, Raven. And as that is occurring, you're going to hear as the dorm opens up, and Aurontiros, Levna, and Kelara are heading out of the dorm area with one of the soldiers, the one who surrendered himself. All right, come on, you're going down. Godfrey, you got his back? Levna says.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Look, yeah. We're gonna retake the Wheel Watch any time. All of you should surrender now. Wheel Watch will just fall to the Dragon Army again, the soldier says.
Just a handful of us took it. Doesn't seem like you guys are that skilled.
We're just a scouting party. When this really kicks
So are
off,
we.
the skies are gonna turn red when the army finally marches. All of you are gonna fall. It's not gonna be some stuck-up, prissy priestess of Mishakal. We're guided by the Dragon Queen. Tarkesis is gonna kill you all. You're gonna burn in her fire.
I think that's enough out of you for now.
Say goodnight. And Levna's gonna, like, pommel him over the head. You're gonna burn. He's gonna kind of mutter off. Not many more captives, Raven.
We got two of those beasts up there as well.
Yeah, the dragon thingies.
As well as one of the, I don't recall what creature it is. Hazeal, did you get a good look at that thing that almost did Rizira and I in?
Was I able to identify it? I can't remember.
Are we talking about the Dragonelle, or are we talking about the Sivak Draconian?
Dragonelle.
The Dragonelle, I think that you're definitely going to get a sense of it now. Anybody who wants to can make me a nature roll. Now that it's unconscious, DC 13, I'll say, just to figure out, like, oh yes, that's a Dragonelle.
I do believe last game, because I remember you guys were trying to tell Rizira what a Dragonelle was, because I rolled like a nat 1 on my nature check or something, so I know some people did know what a Dragonelle was, because I remember that moment. It's like a dragon,
Fair.
but not. So it's a
4.
dragon.
4?
Yeah. I'm going to dedicate this nat 1 to Trizalta.
Okay.
on my new liquid core die.
Traz.
Because he cursed it from the
Oh, that's
chat.
great. That's great.
Its 1st
I'm gonna-
roll.
You know what? So taking a look at the Dragonel that you have unconscious over there, some of the troops are kind of looking at it and trying to figure out whether, like, how to bind it. You're like, that could be a Dragonel, but it looks a little small. You're not sure what it is. It kind of looks like a tiny dragon. Maybe it's a baby dragon. Maybe it's like a little, like, adolescent dragon. You don't know. You're having doubts. You're pretty sure that it's either a Dragonel or it's some type of dragon. You're pretty sure it's not a mechanical. Dragonette. Could be a Dragonette. All right. So as your party converges sans Kender, what are you all doing inside of there? Raven's going to take over the cleanup and start ordering all of the prisoners be bound and moved over into the prison cells.
I'm going to retrieve it was a lance that the head officer had.
Yes.
If I can do it without scalding one's hands and hand it to more capable.
I wanted to take a look at that too. I don't know if I can. I can't.
It's up on the.
do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was up on the wall when we fought.
It still is up on the wall, perched there along the southern wall. It takes you a couple of minutes to go up and around through the ladders to reach it, but as you do, you'll see that it's just there teetering on the edge of the wall, about to fall into the courtyard. And it is this blackened steel lance with a serrated tip, meant for tearing flesh. If you would like to, anyone who investigates it can make me a religion roll with advantage.
I can barely spell religion.
Cool.
Oh.
If I can go up there with Aurontiros, then that's a 16 for me.
I assumed you were going to, yeah.
Yeah.
So this vicious
I did want to get a
lance,
look at these weapons, so
you can see that as you kind of hold, like, as you kind of like look down at it, the steel around the blackened bits is going to kind of mirror you in this bright, burning, orangish red. Like there's fire encased inside of the blade. And as you are looking at it, you will recognize that there is a sigil burned into the base of the lance that matches that of the armor that you were casting on yourself and that Godfrey and Levna are wearing. The symbol of the Dragon Queen.
If these weapons were cursed, how were mere mortals able to wield them, Hazeal?
Can I remember, or can I look at the corpses that they are currently taking armor off and see whether they're just all wearing gloves?
Most of them are wearing just like fingerless gloves. Some of them aren't, though, and they seem to have no trouble with it.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe gloves, and she'll just point out the ones that are. But
when Aurontiros sees Godfrey enter down in the courtyard, Godfrey,
Yeah, how can I help?
when you have a
I'll head over.
moment, can you come up here?
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll start moving up there and what's going on? How can I help?
Maybe it has nothing to do with the wielder, and maybe it has something to do with a pledge or something, but the men you fought, were their weapons magical? Like, did they burn you?
Yeah, they definitely did. was, and Godfrey's like just covered with wounds and burns all over him.
Are
Can you
you?
let Kelara take a look at you?
Yeah, I just that might be a good idea. I could use a
Clara's
rest.
been, like, trailing along behind, trying to get like her stuff out and trying to get somebody to stop moving.
I'm
Sorry.
wondering if those that bear the sigil can wield these weapons, or if it's something greater, like a pledge that these men have made in front of their patron.
Possibly.
Maybe something like that. I mean, we've got magic dwarves and the gods back and healing. Maybe there's something going on that is affecting their army.
Can
But
you reach towards the hilt of this lance and see if it feels warm before, touching it?
I feel like this is a bad idea, but I reach towards the hilt.
Sure. You're gonna pick it up.
Yep.
Okay. Do me a favor and make me a Constitution save.
Constitution save.
Oh, no.
All right. That's all right. I'm good at shit. Okay. That's a nat
roll.
1.
Okay.
Wait.
Then in that case, do me a favor and make me a
Starting off
Charisma.
strong tonight, guys.
make me a charisma save as well.
I thought you were
Charisma
gonna say
save.
death save.
No, I was waiting for the
that'll be a
wisdom or
19.
charisma there.
There'll be an 18.
19.
As you pick it up, there is going to be the sound of sizzling flesh, like fresh bacon on a cast iron skillet. Take 5 points of fire damage on your hand.
Oof.
As you touch the lance, there's going to be a burst of flame around your hand as the weapon ignites. And as that happens, you are just going to feel this sense of eyes on the back of your head.
Ah! We'll let go of it and
Kelara is right behind you.
Ah!
She's
And
gonna
as
point at a
you-
bench and tell him to go sit.
And Hazel's gonna grab her warhammer and like point it at Godfrey. Sit.
Okay. Wow. Definitely got that glare down. Look over at Kelara and sit down.
Kelara, it looks like
practice with two brothers.
it basically looks like Godfrey had someone pour like lamp oil on his hand and then set it on fire. The burns are quite bad. You can actually see a spot where the flesh has burned down just to the very top of the bone.
We have to tell. Oh, they've already seen for themselves. All the men that have come in, they've seen that it does this as well.
Yeah.
So we can't even reuse their weapons.
Hazel,
Mhm.
as Kelara tends to Godfrey's wounds, you are right next to this. You and Aurontiros, and actually Kelara and Godfrey, you can as well if you're paying attention to these, but I would really like it if everybody inspecting this lance could make me an Arcana check.
I will kind of look as they're doing it and sure.
That'll be a 5.
5? Okay.
21.
21? Okay.
Yeah.
Hazel and Aurontiros, what'd you get?
11.
11?
Sorry, math. 24.
24. All right. So, Kelara, as you are looking at that, like as you're like touching up Godfrey's hand where it was burnt, you are going to have this immediate flashback to the fall of Vogler and the mechanical dragon flamethrower. Like that looks like the same, like yellowish orange of like the breath of that fake dragon. Hazel, you've read enough stories throughout your time as a dwarf, throughout your time as an inquisitive youth, and throughout your time as a mage. You've seen dragonfire through illusions, through visions, through
even one time your mentor had a bottle of dragonfire, like in the study. That looked like dragonfire. And as you were both doing that, you both definitely got a success on this. You think it's been infused into the steel somehow, magically. It's not just any fire. It's the breath of a red dragon. So as you're doing that, Kelara and Godfrey, what are you doing?
I am going to be trying to treat some of his stuff to get him to stop bleeding quite so much. So probably a medicine roll and then a cure wounds.
I'm going to try and act like I'm not enjoying the attention.
The sudden pain of in your hand will probably help with that. It's the pretty girl meter, like how pretty versus how ouch.
Fair.
Okay, so Kelara, go ahead and make me that heal check, or the cure wounds check.
Okay. One second, I was
roll.
looking through my stuff again to figure out what I have. So, 8. So that's 7 points.
7 points. Okay, so your hand will just completely heal over, leaving only the barest ghost of a scar that will even start to fade away in the flickering torchlight.
Thank you. That's still hard to get used to, like these little miracles that you're performing.
Try being the one who has them pop into your head. It's not like I read a book.
I imagine
I
that's
know it.
That's yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you're on our side.
And as you say that, the camera's going to pull out, and he is going to be focusing on that lance with the symbol of Takisis near the pommel. Kelara, you and Hazeal both have the feeling that normal troops probably should not use this with that Arcana roll. But that doesn't mean, Hazeal, you in particular, would know that just because normal people can't use it doesn't mean that there aren't perhaps elements in this that could not be repurposed by an enterprising mage. If only you knew someone who ran a shop that could perhaps find a way to have this sent out to the towers of high sorcery, or perhaps people who could dissect it, for lack of a better word, disassemble it, discombobulate it into its component materials.
Yeah, I was wondering, and this is more a Jen wondering than a Hazeal wondering, because she would know better than I do. Again, this is me trying to be a mage in Dragonlance, but
Yeah, go ahead.
I have the cantrip Control Flames, and I don't know if it would help at all for me trying to pick this up.
You know what? Might not hurt.
I'll try it.
Okay, so what's the duration on Control Flames?
It's instantaneous.
Okay. So, and there's no duration on it, right? It probably just works as it works.
It just says instantaneous in the duration spot.
Okay. So, you think that you could probably use that to kind of prevent yourself from getting immediately scalded long enough to wrap it up in like an oilcloth, or, well, maybe not an oilcloth, but, or maybe an oilcloth. Would an oilcloth be, you could wrap it in something that is not flesh. You notice right now that it actually is, from where it is laying right now. Actually, make me a perception roll. In fact, anybody who's looking and investigating this can make me a perception roll.
I think I'm probably going to ignore. I'm going to go around and start trying to poke at the others to figure out how badly hurt they are or not from this.
Okay. How badly hurt are Hazeal and Aurontiros?
I am almost half, but on the higher side of half.
Okay. So
Slightly over half as well.
Okay.
Then Kelara is going to try and find Rizira and see how she is, and then prod everybody into an area of about 30 feet and make them not move for 10 minutes so she can do prayer of healing.
Okay, so you'll start heading down back to the courtyard. I'll pick you up in just a second. Hazeal, as you're glancing around, you're going to see that where the lance has landed, it has scalded Godfrey's hand really badly. But this is an old fort. In between all of the bricks and mortar here is no insignificant amount of moss. I'm sure the moss is fairly moist. This is a very wet region. But it is lying on a dinner plate-sized patch of moss, growing on one of the bricks. The moss is unsinged. Perhaps this doesn't affect inanimate objects unless wielded against them.
Fair.
So you might be able to wrap this up.
By the way, that's a 21 on a nat 20. So
Ooh, fancy.
Oh, so I got just a tiny little 26.
Did you get a 26? Sorry, I didn't hear you say that, Cal. So Cal, you're going to notice this as well. Your nature sense, you're going to be like, oh yes, it doesn't seem to burn unless wielded or touched by flesh. Or by a person.
Yes.
Essentially.
So yeah, I will actually... I'll try and see if I can find anything to wrap it up, to cart it off.
And as you were looking around below you, about 20 feet below you, the stable is going to give up the ghost and collapse on itself. The sound of breaking timbers and soot and ash and smoke is going to just erupt into the air behind you, causing you all to go into a bit of a coughing fit. And as that happens, Kelara, we're going to move back down to the courtyard with you. As you were walking around the courtyard looking for Rizira, there are a couple of places you could go. For one, there is what looks like a little cook shack on the eastern wall, and there are two sets of doors, one set of double doors and a single door on the the western wall.
I think I will, because I think I'm coming from the bottom corner, so I will push open the double doors first, because I knew she was in this general upper left quadrant of the fort when I went to help Godfrey and Levna in the dorm area.
Okay.
So I wasn't necessarily paying attention to her after that, but I think she was in that rough area. So probably is looking around there. Maybe.
All right.
I'll check there first.
So as you open that door, you are going to find that the set of double doors actually leads to a storage locker. Well, storage room, I should say. Full of food, water, and supplies to about a month's worth in here. So the doors are going... Okay, food and stuff like that. No kender.
Okay. I'll check under a couple things just in case.
Sure, make me an investigation check.
Oh, that's not... I rolled a 3.
Okay, so looking around, you're going to see that
I'm convinced there's no kender in here now.
There's no kender. There's like a battered flask that you kind of push out of the way that's going to slosh a bit. It's not interesting to you at all. There's like some bread if you're hungry right now.
Nice.
Looks like some lamp oil. Like, it's pretty standard stuff.
She'll poke one of the small loaves and see if it's like stale.
It's definitely... It's not fresh. This was probably baked about 3 or 4 days ago. It's got a nice hard shell, but it does appear to be like kind of like a hard brioche style bread, like a Brochen, if we're using German style bread.
She'll go try and find Rizira still.
Okay. So as you head out of that, you are going to see a pair of the Draconians that have been bound unconscious, that are being carried kind of haphazardly across the courtyard by some of Raven's soldiers toward the room that you were actually headed into. One of them's going to turn to, hey, I'm sorry, priestess, can you, sorry to bother you, can you get the door? We're trying to put these monsters in the prison?
Oh, sure.
And as you open it up, you will see that you are in a room with a table and a pair of prison cells inside of it. And there are two Kenders that are basically nattering in stereo as this guy is leaning off his bunk with tears streaming down his cheeks, just looking up at the sky with his mouth slack open, just...
Oh, Rizira, there you are.
And so then, wait, oh, hello!
Oh, how?
Are you not letting them out, Rizira?
Oh, it's just been a few minutes. We've just been talking. I was going to. I was attempting to do it while talking, but then I just got so distracted.
Are you hurt?
I'm okay. If I'm about. If I had to put a value on it, I'm you should say about 50 to 60%. Good.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want to help me keep Godfrey in one place so that I can actually heal his butt before he goes on trying to figure out the next thing? He
What
just
did he
picked
do to his
something up
butt?
and burned himself.
Oh, with his butt? The Kender said.
Yeah, I was gonna go quickly look around this place, and could I get a minute to look around here, and then we'll help?
Maybe if you're not gonna.
Behind you, the doors are going to kind of swab open a bit more, and 4 people are carrying a single one of these draconians wrapped in about 100 feet of rope.
Do you guys have the key
basically
for
mummified. No. I was hoping so.
Yeah, I can try. And Rizira will actually try and open a gate.
Okay. Opening up the desk, or probably opening up the door will be no problem at all. Make me a Thieves' Tools check.
Well, I rolled a 4, so that's a 14.
With 14, you're just going to go click. Are you opening the Kender cell, or are you opening Flannel's cell?
I think because Flannel was the one that was saying it the most, I think Rizira goes up to, because she was already kind of there talking, and she already had her lock-picking tools out, and then they just were talking. So she's basically just doing this, just looking and just holding the tools in front of him too. So he's probably super tortured from just seeing her have this stuff. So she'll pick his look first, and then go to.
The door is going to open for you, and as soon as the door opens, he bolts for the door to his cell, scrambles out past you, almost knocking you over, and immediately runs face first into the Draconian, and lets out a.
I'm sorry, Flannel. Oh.
What the hell is this thing?
There were more of them. Those were what captured you.
That's what happens when you don't do a nightly skin routine.
Oh, is that what human? Oh,
can you let me out now? And
oh yeah, of course. Where is it?
I don't know, actually.
Well, I can definitely try and unlock it for you, and then you can go find it somewhere, probably.
That would be great. Yeah, let me loose.
22 for that one.
Oh yeah, you're just click. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna find my hoop pack and I'm gonna get right out of here. This is gonna be great. Thank you. So wonderful to see you, cousin Riz. Hug.
It was lovely to meet you as well. I forgot. I didn't write down her name. I remember you said it. I know it was something Duck something.
You don't remember her name? Elgo Duck Ditcher?
Elgo Duck Ditcher. Yeah, no wonder why I didn't remember that name.
I am famous explorer and avoider of foul. No fouls for me.
After the duck
But you
race,
have them all over your neck.
Because if I wear them, they can't find me. They never look for one of their own.
Clever. It's why they wore the bad army's armor to blend in. I didn't know ducks also acted like that.
Ducks were wearing the bad army's armor? They're in cahoots.
No,
Kelara, you are
goodness.
witnessing this from about 10 feet away as they go and toss the draconian into one of the cells.
She'll blink at it and then go help the other fellow, the soldier who had to endure this, it looks like.
Thanks. Oh, hi.
Are you alright?
I've been listening to Kender stories for 2 days straight.
Were you injured when they captured you?
No, just now.
Okay.
I was sleeping off drink and then I woke up to this. My name's Flannel.
Well-
Lannel.
I suppose that's better than them just killing you. You might be able to get past this with therapy. Lots and lots of therapy, I'm sure. But in the meantime, want a cookie? And she'll pull one out of her pocket.
It's even warm. Oh. He will start munching on your cookie to cheer. That is a sentence. To cheer himself up. And
She's gonna steer him out of the room, away from the Kender.
so as you are steering him out of the room, they're bringing the next draconian in, and you're gonna see at the very north side of the room a desk covered in papers. Some of which are stamped with that same 5-pointed insignia that the armor is.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm real curious now.
Flipping through some of the papers on the desk, you are going to see that they are daily reports from someone named Commander Vance, along with a set of orders to hold this outpost at all costs. These orders are signed Dragon High Master Consaldi Fire Eyes and marked with the sigil of the Dragon Queen.
Ooh. I suppose Raven should probably see this.
Mm-hmm. And
They're
as
probably going to try and really take this one back then.
as you say, I think that Raven should see this. That is the sound of a teleporting Kender, I'm pretty sure. Because there is nothing quite as alluring as saying, I think that someone should see this. Riz, you're going to find yourself directly, like, beneath Kelara, like, looking through these papers as well.
See what?
Well, see, they were saying keep this place at all cost. I think Raven should probably see it because they're probably going to really try and take it back.
Who?
So maybe the pushback's going to be really strong.
Oh.
Obviously, I guess this place was really important. I don't quite know why. It's really old.
Well, why don't we just keep sending letters
Keep sending letters.
to them? Pretend like we're the bad guys holding it up.
I mean, maybe they could do that. I don't know. I don't really want to write letters to that army, though.
Well, I could write them. I could tell them about a nice day's work at the Wheel Watch outpost.
I kind of imagine they might be really strict and they don't want to know that sort of stuff. They seem like the type of people who are no fun at all and are really lame and boring and all like, do things the way I want you to.
That's fair. Is there anything else in the room?
Not much, although there are some drawers in this desk.
Rizira's gonna just start opening stuff.
Oh, and then the room next door had a lot of food in it.
Oh, that's very good.
Didn't seem all that interesting, but I was looking for you.
Oh, you found me.
Yeah.
So checking the drawers real quick, Riz, you're going to find a set of thieves' tools with the word duck ditcher carved into them. And
I found your tools.
she's long gone.
And then directly beneath them, you are going to find a little coffer, like a little wooden coffer, that rattles when you pick it up. Well, more like jingles. For within it, as you slide the lid off, are 200 steel coins.
Nice.
I should probably go to the outpost. Riz is gonna look at Kelara.
Raven did say that we could take what we wanted. Like trophy, right? Because we're the ones who won it.
Oh, that.
And I mean, maybe Godfrey needs more armor. He got
That's
really
true.
hurt. They shot
That's
him like
true.
full of arrows. It was ridiculous. Which, by the way, when you have a chance, I need him to sit still. So, can you like tell him a
Okay.
story or something? Make sure he doesn't move for like
I
10
would
minutes.
love to tell. Oh, I could go longer than 10 minutes, but if you need
I
10
mean, you
minutes,
can, but I need at least 10 minutes.
All right, so as that is said, we pull out, and Jen, Hazeal is looking for some supplies to wrap things in. There's a set of double doors that you can kind of see that Kelara went to kind of like that direction, and there's also like a cookhouse over on the eastern wall. Where do you think you'd be going to look for your supplies?
Probably the cooking area, because if it's something that's hot, even if it's not necessarily going to burn inanimate objects, they probably have something to deal with it in there.
It sounds good. So as you head inside of there, you can take a peek around, and as you'll open the door, there is on a stove whose coals have kind of almost burnt down to just like these embers. There is a very watery soup that is just starting to congeal on the surface. It's even from here, you can smell the thickness of pepper. They have overdone it on this. But as you're looking around, you are going to see that over on a little carving station, there are a couple of carrots, really kind of meek, measly, wrinkled ones that have been chopped up, a fairly dull knife sitting next to them. But next to those are a pair of lovely salt and pepper shakers, carved to resemble black and white dragons. The craftsmanship is actually really nice. Like these are like hand me down to your kid quality.
Huh. And sorry, I might have missed it as you were describing it, but did you say what they're made out of, or?
I did not. They are made out of, I think stone's
Yeah.
gonna catch your attention more.
That's what I thought too. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take those because they're cool.
Sounds good. You also will find there are several like as you're looking around, you're gonna have a little bit of trouble finding anything to like wrap the lance in, but what you will find is a thick leather butcher's apron and a pair of immense oven mitts.
Ooh.
Like big cotton, about 4 inches thick, designed to reach into basically like a pizza oven and
Yeah.
pull stuff out. Like these, like you could wear these to pet a dragon.
You could. Do they look like they would be too much of an issue for my hands?
No, you've got normal sized hands. You're a dwarf. You're not like Riz with the
Yeah.
those little creepy tiny hands.
It's true. Riz and Aurontiros they would be swimming in this.
Yeah, they would. They just put both hands in one, turn it into a puppet.
There we go. Yeah, I'll grab those. I'll grab the leather apron too, just because it's a useful item when dealing with like fire and stuff.
That sounds good. So yeah, you'll be able to do that as well as gather up a couple of other things like if you wanted any forks or silverware, there's some really basic cutlery made out of iron and very low grade steel.
Nah, I'm probably good, but I just want to check what this does before I say anything about it. Cool. Can I on these stone dragons, can I use my stone cunning and do a history check?
Sure.
It's for figuring out the origin of stonework.
Okay, sure, totally. Do it.
That is, what's my skill? 15. And then 18.
18. They're human make. You think that they're probably Solamnic in design. And you'd say that taking a look at them, they're pretty well kept, but they're probably about 50 or 60 years old. So pretty, for a dwarf, pretty new.
Excellent. We
Honestly,
have tons of life left in them.
As you look at this, you're like, this is pretty good. This is like the type of thing that like a dwarven high school student would make in their last year of shop. So like, it's pretty good quality. If they were going like, if this is someone who's going into trades and they were like in their senior year, like, yeah, okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
good for a normie, I guess, but like, you know, ain't nothing for a dwarf.
Right, of course. But probably better make than I'd find anywhere else in this fort.
And as you are looking at that, you're going to hear the door behind you opens a bit. And you'll hear,
Turn and look.
make me a perception roll.
Suspicious. No. That's a 6.
Okay. You're
Actually,
gonna
wait. I forget I have this every single time.
Okay.
But as of level 4, with my feet, I get magical balance. So when I make an attack roll or an ability check and roll a 9 or lower on the d20, I can balance fate and treat the roll as a 10. And I can do it a number of times equal to my proficiency bonus, and I've never used it. So I'd like to make that a 10, which makes it an 11, which is not a lot, but something.
Okay. So you are going to like look around and there's not much here. You swore you heard footsteps for a minute. And then the camera is going to show behind you where you're looking at all the stuff. There's the cutting board and the carrot and the knife and a hand, a little tiny hand is going to reach up and its fingers are going to brush across the wood and the grain and the knife's handle right behind your back. And then you're going to hear, what you looking at? And there's a Kender behind you eating a carrot. What you got? Salt and pepper shakers? Are you a Kender? No, you're a dwarf. Nice to meet you. Oh.
I'm a dwarf.
I'm Elgo. Duck Goose Ditcher? No, Duck Ditcher. Hi. She holds out a scrubby hand to you.
Oh boy. Hi. Well,
Hi.
I will shake the hand because I am not rude, even though I'm hesitant.
I'm here looking for molasses. I want something sweet. Do you have anything sweet on you, or did you find anything sweet in here? Are you looting the place? Are you with the Red Dragon Army?
I'm not with the Red Dragon Army.
But you're wearing red.
I'm not looting the place. I haven't found any molasses, but I also haven't looked through here.
You sure you're not with the Red Dragon Army?
I mean, I'm wearing red and I can, cast fire, but no, I'm not with the Red Dragon Army.
All right. Checks out.
Do you know if I'm telling the truth?
don't know if you're telling the truth, but I haven't seen you before today. Red Dragon Armory Soldier says what? Make me a charisma save.
Oh, charisma save, you say? Good thing I'm excellent at those. It doesn't help in that one, though.
Are you kidding?
Traz, Jen's
Amazing.
gonna. You should start running. Jen is coming for you, Traz.
Wow.
Our
So you
rolls have
immediately
been
say
on
what?
fire today.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. What?
Immediately say what?
Red Dragon Army Soldier says what?
What?
Liar! Aurontiros, you're gonna be walking around like, where did Hazeal go? And you're gonna hear that squeaking liar coming from on the other side of this oven that's inside of this cook shack along the eastern wall.
I don't recognize that. That squeal.
Then there's the sound of like pots and pans falling over.
Oh, no. One of them's hiding. Hazel's probably found a dragon net or something. Those ugly guys. And he's going to rush in. They're going to rush in and rapier drawn and getting ready to fight.
As you burst through the door, Hazeal is going to be kind of standing in the middle of the room, and on the other side of her is a Kender who has dropped a pot on her head and is using it as a helmet while wielding a spatula with two hands, going like it's a lightsaber.
What? Not a heavy saber?
No, it's
But
a
a
pretty
light one.
It's a very light one. Red Dragon Army!
Oh.
She's with the Red Dragon Army! Yeah, get out of here! Get out of here, you rascal!
She seems to have ideas about me.
Well, is she right?
I asked
said
if she thought I
she
was telling
admitted
the
it.
truth, and she called me a liar, and
You failed the
so
test.
here we are.
Were you being coy again?
Hey, you
I told
elf!
you when people ask you if you're the bad guys, just say no. Just say no, Hazel. You didn't just say no.
I didn't
You
just say
elf!
no.
Elf!
I've been around. What? Yes.
Red Dragon Army Soldier says what? Make me a charisma save. Is that a nat one?
16.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
Pardon me?
Yeah, you're cool. We're good. We're good. Is she with you? 'Cause
Wait.
I think she's a spy.
Is that how you got her to confess?
Yes,
I'm very
And
clever.
it's-
Adjust.
it's the red robe and the fire and the
So
I'm very
Aurontiros
suspicious.
is going to speak in Kender. Well, my name is Aurontiros. Nice to meet you, and you have to pardon my dialect. Rizira is the one who taught me.
Oh, my
No,
cousin
you
Riz.
see, she. Oh, you know her.
Oh, I know my cousin Riz. Yeah, of course, she's my cousin.
Oh, she's my cousin too.
Oh, you're a tall Kender.
I've
Are you
been
from the North Country?
adopted.
I'm from the Southlands.
I'm from the Southlands too, but more like Southwest.
Oh, I had to run by Southwest once. It's a horrible flight.
Right? No, yes. Okay, so she's not red. She's not red army dragon.
She's wearing red.
She's wearing. Okay, so wizards do this thing where they act really mystical and
She's a wizard?
mysterious, so that
But she's not with the lizards.
no,
Is she with the ducks?
that remains to be seen.
God damn it.
But I can promise you, she is a wizard. She's not a lizard. Might be with the ducks. That's all I know. So you can rest. You can put aside your weapon.
She's going to sheathe her spatula in her belt and just give you one of. Give you the.
I feel
I'm
like this
watching
isn't
you.
the first time Aurontiros has talked me out of trouble with a kender. And so I've just kind of been hanging out waiting.
I said it pretty much what you'd expect me. Sorry, the accent carried over. Pretty much what you would expect me to have said. I just reassured. Well, if it's any reassurance, what was the name? It was
Elgo Duckditcher. And your cousin Riz's boyfriend? Or your. Oh, are you kissing cousins? Oh.
I don't know what to. Are you suggesting that I'm betrothed to Rizira?
You're betrothed to Rizira?
Because that
Tell me.
isn't the case.
If we're in the courtyard and my passive perception is 20, does Riz hear any of this at all?
You're gonna hear a lot.
You
of
probably
Kender.
heard the pots and pans being.
You heard the pots
Yeah.
and pans. I don't think she really noticed that. What she definitely heard was the. Simlish.
So it sounds like Simla.
It sounds like
Yeah.
Simlish.
Riz is gonna like just poke her head in the door and go, "Oh,
Oh, congratulations
A what?
on the engagement. I didn't know you were betrothed. He's very tall.
Tallest
Aurontiros, did you
kender
not
you'll
tell
ever
me
see.
something?
She asked if we were kissing cousins, and it's very hard to clarify things with your cousin.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, unlike butter. Butter's easy to clarify.
He's my. We're cousins, but we're not kissing unless.
Oh, she starts
You
eating a stick of
want
butter.
Hazel starts sneaking backwards like
Hazel, make me a stealth check to get out of the Kender room.
excellent. I've changed dice for the chat. I've changed dice.
No, we're cousins, but we're not kissing though. I don't know if I've really kissed anyone really other than my mom and pa.
You should try with the elf. Unless he's a big Kender. Is he an elf or a Kender?
I think.
So you do know that I'm an elf.
Well, you could be a Kender, though.
I have your tool. I have your tools. I found
Are
them.
you a Kelf? My tools. My tools! And you're going to hear behind you. Aurontiros, you are aware that Hazel made her way out.
He regularly covers for her making
Yeah.
an exit.
Nice.
She makes
I
Hazel
think at
makes
this
friends
point,
wherever she
though,
goes.
Kelara was around Rizira
Okay.
and was trying to use Rizira for something.
So you're going to like see Rizira duck into the building for like 30 seconds, and then a moment later, Hazel is going to just tiptoe out with like oven mitts on her hands.
I forgot. Do not go in there.
Kalara's gonna go in there.
Right at the moment when Riz is like, "Do you want to kiss?" It's Aurontiros.
Well, Riz, why don't you and Aurontiros go do that over here? And I'll work on healing you while you explore?
Right, I was supposed to be telling Godfrey a story, but then I heard Kender speak, and that really, I was wondering,
Why did you hear Kenda speak?
they were speaking Kender.
Who was?
Me and
Hello.
Riz's fiance.
Wait, when did you guys get engaged?
I don't remember. I don't think we got engaged. I don't remember. Are we engaged?
Well, I think
Just-
if you don't know, then maybe no.
When's the last
Maybe that's
time
something
I
you guys
drank
should
that much?
discuss. Yes. No,
This is why I don't drink. Like,
can
actually
I
ever.
roll something like persuasion or deception to slowly start steering them out
Yeah,
to where
make
I
me-
want them?
Make me a persuasion roll.
Did someone slip something into my drink? You know that I can't handle anything. Like,
Do you want some soup?
even like an ounce. That probably has been ferment. I probably
Natural
couldn't
20.
handle that either.
So, a pair of gentle hands will go right between both of your shoulder blades at different heights, and will slowly guide you back into like toddlers back
You're
into
just
the
gonna keep
courtyard.
talking as
Yeah.
without.
Kalara's not
noticing?
going to interrupt at all. She's going to try and keep your conversation going and just slowly move you. And then she's going to signal with her eyes to Hazeal of like, over there next to Godfrey.
So Godfrey, what have you been doing this whole time?
Godfrey is being a good boy, and he's staying exactly where he is and relaxing. Maybe just trying to get a little bit of rest and just patiently wait. And I don't know. I see like Hazeal walk out with a giant oven mitts and just be like, maybe no, I don't need to be involved with that. And I'll just wait.
Okay, so you hang out in the courtyard. Hazeal, you snuck away about a minute early, so you have enough time. You could run back up the stairs, grab the Dragonlance with the oven, or not the Dragonlance, that's a different one. Grab the Fire Lance, the Vicious Lance, with the oven mitts.
Damn it, I thought we'd solved the chronicle.
Damn.
Right? Darn, we found
Campaign
it
over.
already.
So you can
Let's
come back
go,
with
land dragons.
you have enough strength to lift it for sure. Your strength's like what 16?
17.
Yeah, you're fine. You just so it works. You actually will not be burned. You will feel like a little bit of residual heat in the cotton, just like the whole, oh, if I hold this for like a minute or two, this might get kind of warm. But like enough that... So, Rizira, as you and Aurontiros are steered back to the center of the courtyard, you're going to see a dwarf walking with a 10-foot long lance, basically. Just whoop, whoop, whoop.
Rizir's gonna run up to it instantly.
Riz,
I know
don't
this is
touch.
kind of useless, but don't touch it.
You say that unless she's like an
Oh.
inch
Make
in
me a
front
dex
of
save,
the
Rizira.
lance.
We should have
Okay.
said, "Do touch it."
She was already going for it.
No, but if you tell her not to, of course she's going to.
26.
Okay, so you literally are going to Bugs Bunny, like, skid on the ground to stop.
Why
I
do
picture
not want-
Hazeal like holding it above her head, and no.
Why can't I touch it?
Because it'll burn you. It already burned Godfrey.
Oh.
That's why I'm wearing these mitts.
Oh, I thought that was your... I thought you just found a new fashion statement. It looks quite interesting on you, though.
Yeah.
It makes you look a bit slimmer, I guess, because your hands are so big.
Thank you. I'll take that. But
I don't think dwarves like. That's not a compliment for dwarves, Rizira.
I'm
I
sorry.
was just going to accept it. It's fine. But
Kalara's
yeah,
still
it's-
gently prodding everybody into a
Yeah.
30-foot space.
Yeah, you've come up behind Hazeal now and
Okay.
added a
Taking
hand.
her 20
you have,
minutes to heal you guys.
All right,
like
so
all of the hands just guiding us over.
so with that, everybody is in a big cluster at the center of the courtyard as Raven's troops go and work and move things around. Levna is going to make her way back and go,
Oh,
Hey.
Levna, come here, please.
okay,
you like to
why are we
s-
all hanging out?
Because you're all hurt. So you're going to sit down next to Godfrey
Oh, this
and
it's
make sure they
just
don't wander off.
4 javelin wounds.
Riz, do you want to tell Godfrey and Levna all about how your cousin seems to think you and Aurontiros are engaged? And she'll kind of
There's a
shove
lot of
Aurontiros into the
spiky
group too. And
things sticking out of Godfrey. What?
yes, we're going to deal with that if you guys stay here.
Is
So-
it safe to pull
apparently-
those out?
Or we're engaged now. I met.
She's gonna push them into the area, and then she's gonna take her staff and start chanting. And I think, you know, those like sorceress, like in-game sort of things where like there's clearly like some billowing air type
Yeah.
thing. That's how the prayer of healing is gonna work. And she's gonna spend 10 minutes chanting it in the corner quietly, while hopefully Rizira stays distracted.
So who's engaged? Is it finally Sir Porcupine here?
No, apparently
What?
Aurontiros
safe
and I
to
are
pull-
engaged.
Can I pull these out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ready? 1,
Congratulations. I'm
Yeah,
very
congrats.
happy for you.
2, 3.
3 javelin.
I'm gonna cast this at a 3rd level.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
Does that feel better or worse?
Yeah. Did that help?
How are you
You
walking?
know what? Actually, not as bad as when they went in.
Yeah, I was going to say, better out than in, I always say.
I hope that's just for doing little burps.
Sure, that too. But also javelins and arrows and knives.
Oh wow. Yeah. No, better out. That's why I use a shield, though it didn't
Each
help
person
much.
takes 31 hit points.
Yay!
Oh,
So-
I feel
That's
so much.
almost all of my health.
So you should have seen me. Okay, wherever we go next, we're going to have to go find the tattoo because I slayed the dragon, the elder dragon.
You mean the
I
dragon
think it's
now?
called that. I
The
guess so.
agonizing wound in my shoulder is gone, and I can move my arm again.
Thank you, Kelara. That's amazing.
She's gonna kind of lean on the staff and just like, finally.
And
Not that she says that, but kind of that's the sense.
Okay, so she'll just kind of sag. And
No,
as you are
yes.
moving around, Raven is going to approach you and say, sorry, I didn't want to intrude while you were praying. We managed to bring your horses in. If you want to stay the night here with us, you're more than welcome. But if you want to ride back to Kalaman, you're welcome to do that too. Or you can go in the morning. I was wondering, Sir Levna, I could use someone with a little martial experience to stay behind and at least get everybody set up for the fort. Oh yeah, I can do that. Sure.
Oh, just a note. There's a bunch of letters in the desk by the prison. Apparently this post is very important to
It
hold.
said hold it at all costs.
Well, then I'll definitely need the extra training. You don't mind?
Do
Nah,
you want us
it's
to
fine.
send word to Kalaman for more folks to help? More
Yeah,
reinforcements?
when you get back, I think that would be a good idea. It's too bad it's going to take you until you get all the way back into the castle to ask for the help.
What about that gab thing?
The what?
The
Raven says?
the fargabber gab.
Oh, the
thing that
weird
the tinker gnome.
backpack thing.
Fancy device that's
Yeah.
supposed to be able to talk distances.
Oh, well, I mean, if you have something that allows you to speak it.
Do you know how far away do you know how far away Real Watch Outpost roughly is from Kalaman?
About 25 miles?
Well, you're in luck. Because Aurontiros is going to turn to literally anyone beside him. How far did that thing travel again?
I guess we could just keep trying it until it works. Or
Hazel,
wait,
you're good
do
at
we know if it
remembering
works?
things, right? Oh wait, you're not one of the book wizards. You're like one of the natural.
So
Right.
would
Yeah.
memory be a wisdom
Natural
or an int
inherent.
thing? I'm trying to
Int.
make a decision for my character. Int? Okay. I don't remember at all.
I thought somebody said something about 18.
I love that the person that wasn't there knows how long.
Well, I think somebody mentioned it to me.
Yeah,
last
it was
time.
mentioned before
Like,
we
I think
we left.
Darrett mentioned
It was-
it in the
now
ballroom, so-
now that Godfrey says it, you'll all remember 18. You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
At all. And you want
I mean-
to send it before we get within 18.
Oh, sorry, 24 miles. We're 24 miles away, not 25. I rounded up. So if it's exact, we're 24 miles away, Raven says. So, not terribly far away?
So that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
What if
6
we-
miles.
Why don't
We
we
have to
rest
ride.
up for the night and then head out first thing in the morning?
Yeah, what time is it? I know we were doing this under the cover of like midnight or something. Is it
about-
has dawn happened yet?
No, it's about 2 in the morning right now. Maybe 3.
All right, let's get up at first light. Just do like a quick couple hour nap and
Well, we'll take everything out here. If you want to hop into the barracks, there are some beds in there.
I either
And
need
a pile of
a
dead
longer
bodies.
rest or need, like, I'm not going to be at much use if I don't get a longer rest, is the thing.
I am pretty tired.
With that, I guess, go get some rest. You've all deserved. You all have really earned it.
Thank you. If you find anything interesting, or that you think we should know, don't hesitate to wake me up.
Don't worry. And just be sure to say goodbye before you head out.
Will
All
do.
right.
All right. You go and gather yourselves up, head into the dorms, which are a complete mess. And as you do, you'll be able to get some well-deserved rest in the box. Sleep overtakes you with very little difficulty. You'll basically sink through these old, used mattresses into a night of delicious, luxurious slumber, despite the lumps and smells of the straw pillows. Everybody take a long rest. You'll heal up. You'll get your spells back. In the morning, you'll gather up
So
your
out of
things.
spell slots.
Anything else that you're doing here besides saying goodbye? You've picked it all pretty clean, I think. In the morning, the Kender is already long gone. Not your Kender, the other one.
I was like, wait, what?
And it seemed...
They swapped places. Oh no.
Yeah, you have a different Kender. Switch the art. Just color shift it. Like a
You
video
never
game.
know.
And the next morning, yeah, you get up, say goodbye to Raven, and head back. Okay. You try several times on the ride back, but after about an hour of riding back at a decent clip, you'll try the far gab again, lifting it up, and who's trying to use it?
I'm carrying it. So,
Okay.
guess somebody else try. I don't know how to use it.
Okay.
You
so,
just press these buttons.
as you press the buttons, you're going to hear a...
What is that?
And then on the other side, as you are waiting on your horses, you'll hear, "Hello? This is
Hello?
Local Dust."
This is Aurontiros.
"Oh, hey, it works. Fantastic. Thank you for being my first field trial."
Hazeal, it's just like that magic thingy you do where you talk into my head, but like gnome-ish.
Yeah, so everybody within about 10 feet can hear what's coming out of the tube there. Yeah,
Is
it's
there a
basically
gnome
like an
in
old...
the backpack?
So,
It-
how were things in the field? Did you manage to take Steel Springs?
Yes, we did.
Anybody who wants to make a history check.
I was gonna say, didn't we? That wasn't the name of the.
Nope.
It wasn't?
No. That'll be
Godfrey
17.
Godfrey informs
17?
me that that was not the right.
18.
Steel Springs.
Oh,
18?
dirty
Sounds
20.
good.
21.
Okay. So Steel Springs is a little crossing over along the Inkwater, about 30 miles west of Kalaman. Right now, you're about 24 miles to the south.
No, this was a. I forget the name of the outpost.
We'll watch Outpost.
You're not with Darrett right now?
No.
No.
Oh.
Is everything okay?
Well, as far as I understand, the Lord marshaled a bunch of the leadership and the army and went out to go stop the Red Dragon army.
I forget. The commander is that loud guy. What was his name? Lord Barkus?
Oh no.
Oh no.
There was some intel about the Red Dragon army breaking away from a larger force. They went to try to blitz them and surprise them over at Steel Springs last night.
Why did he give that idiot command?
The guy's an idiot?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. He's managed to convince the council to support him.
How?
We made him look like a complete ass in front of everyone. That is weird.
I don't know. Money talks?
We should probably go check it out.
Rescued them.
That explains why this place is so deserted. I figured that everybody was out.
Oh no.
Oh, he's not. He wouldn't. He wouldn't be working for the army, would he? And they're leading him into a trap?
Oh,
I would
probably.
not put anything past him.
You said 13 miles west of Kalin?
You talking into the basket, or into the speaker, or are you asking Godfrey?
Yeah. No, the speaker.
Yeah, it's Steel Springs. Hold on a sec. Hey, you work with Godfrey, or not Godfrey? Which one's the other? Darrett. You work with Darrett, right? I work with Darrett. Yep, I'm one of his aides. Well, do you know where he is right now? I've got some of his friends on the Fargab. The what? What are you... Say hi for the aide, please.
Hello.
Oh, wow. How is it even doing that? Yeah. Look, do you know where Darrett is? Is that Sir Aurontiros? You'll hear kind of a teenage boy's voice come across.
Nobody's called me sir before.
Are you there with Sir Godfrey?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with Sir Godfrey as well. Why? Darrett left something behind, a letter. Here. Pass it. Kind of just, shh, don't let, he asked for me to privately give this to Sir Godfrey. Thanks, I'll make sure that he gets it, Snatch. So, I'm gonna open this, okay? Sir Godfrey?
Yes, please do.
You'll hear the sound of wax snapping and paper. Let's see.
I'll try and turn around with the backpack to pay more attention, but awkwardly won't work.
You can hear her leaning in to kind of mutter it. Come at once. Bakaris is leading us into ruin at Steel Springs. He's the commander of this mission, and I can't disobey. I'll do what I can, but I need your help. Well, crap.
I think that settles it.
Okay. Well, I guess we're heading to Steel Springs.
Yeah. Could you pass a note on as well to anyone? We'll deal with it when we get back as well, but Whale Watch Outpost is back under our control, but the Dragon Army's probably going to want to take it back.
Roger. I got that.
Sorry, what was that, Kelara?
What?
Oh, I thought you were talking.
Oh no. I guess we should let Levna know though. Do you think? That she's not getting reinforcements quickly?
Yeah. How long have we been traveling to get this to work?
About an hour and a half.
Hour and a half? Yeah, I think
It's
we could
a
go
lot of
back.
waste of time.
What?
Only an hour out. We could go back there, let her know, and come back.
Oh, I didn't.
Although,
We don't. No, you don't have to go back.
Well, they don't have a Fargab.
Well, I know. I just wanted to see if you think she should.
And she's going to go into somatic and verbal components and cast Sending
Okay.
to Levna, because she's very familiar with her.
Hazel, you're aware of this spell's existence, so
Yeah, I just don't have it. So I'm like,
yeah, it's just a beefed up version. You have message, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like it's message that goes to the gym. So what do
Right,
you say,
yeah.
Kelara?
Levna, it's Kelara. No reinforcements coming. Bakaris has taken. I think that's
I'm counting.
taken army to Steel Spring.
Okay, you still got 12
Barrett
more.
thinks trap.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
The end? Is that how you end? Those?
stop.
As you say that out loud, there's a momentary pause as everybody kind of just pauses, looks around. You look around, and then you are going to hear a voice in your head that is a slew of Solamnic curse words. 24 of them. And then the last word will be, Roger.
a good use of those 25 words.
Yeah.
She's going to look
Best-
very shocked and turn to Godfrey and,
I didn't know Sir Levna knew those words.
What words?
I don't think I know most of those words.
Oh, wait. So
They
you
sounded
are able
awful
to-
rude.
You're able to do the thing that Hazel can do, but over long distances?
Sir Levna's quite worldly. Ah, I can't speak. Worldly.
Crinly. They're quite crinly.
All right. Good,
she's going to
good-
kind of rub
good
her
job,
ears
Kelara.
a little like, whoa.
Nice. All right. Let's go.
Great. No wasted time.
With that,
Yeah.
hopping on your horses, you ride to Seal Springs and to battle. But with that, we're going to take a quick break. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in about 5. Just taking a quick washroom break. See you soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is the part of the program where we talk to you, the chat. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. It's Chat Talk. So, hope you're all doing well. Let's put 9 minutes on the clock. Let's try for 7, because we got a couple things we got to do tonight. Tonight's session is not going to be as long as last night, hopefully, or last game, because my God, that was big. I'm sorry, those of you.
That was
who
a
are-
lot of fun, though.
I was very tired the next day.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, oh, worth it, but no thanks.
It was really good and I was really enjoying it, but towards the end I was definitely starting to go, oh god, tomorrow's gonna suck.
Yeah. So what cool stuff do we have? God, I just realized that with off-camera recording, podcast recording, and stuff, as of Saturday, I'm in 11 days of games in a row.
Yep.
A fiend.
Yeah.
You are the Dragonlance.
I am the Dragonlance.
Also, there a meme's been made. I just checked the Discord for
Has there?
that Dragonlance spoilers.
My partner just My partner makes memes. She's been engaging with the
Oh right, yeah.
Discord.
I knew I recognized the name.
At
Yeah.
one point during tonight, is your partner watching in the background? Because at one point I heard a giggle, like someone with a high pitched voice laughed just a little. It just picked up a tiny bit, and I was like, it was either you or Caitlin laughing in another room, and I couldn't tell who it was.
Was it?
It was-
Are they with the ducks? And I was like, that has yet to
Yet to be, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good.
was
It was a
around
good
there.
scene.
remain seen. Yeah. That
That's
was
amazing.
That was worth it.
That was great.
I was happy to hear that. So it was like, haha.
And then
Create
the
channel.
You
Dragon
did it for the
Rage.
lols, and you got the lols.
Yeah. It was also very in character. So if I can get the in character lulls, that's the best.
Okay. Where is the memes? They in Dragonlance spoilers. Join our
Yeah.
Discord, by the way, if you already haven't. We need more good people over there.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, she
It's a
watches
great
every
place.
session.
We solved the campaign. Time to go home.
Aw, that's very nice, JV.
Oh, I'm sorry, JView. I hope that your day gets better, man. Like that sounds like thanks for being here. Also thanks to everybody else for being here too. Like it's good to have you all here. Oh man.
It's good to be back.
Guys, I finished the book I'm working on last night. My drafts were like way late, but I can't talk much about it because of NDA stuff. But what I can say is that I was supposed to write some story seeds, and my editor Sam was like, "Hey, so like you were writing like a period of history. Why don't we turn that into a mini chronicle?" And then it was like this whole like, is it a chronicle or is it like its own like book? And it ended up being like 13,000 words of chronicle for this new book.
Too.
What's that?
I've read parts of it. It's really good.
It's real. I wish I could tell you more. It's coming out sometime before June, and you can buy it on Storyteller's Vault, and it's really good. And some of the stories are so ridiculous that you know they're based on actual history.
Uh-huh.
So it's pretty rad. I can't wait to
I like
share
the
them
bit
with you.
about the pig.
Yeah, there's a bit about a pig. Which Jen, I'll tell you when we're off stream what the pig's name is. You know what? I'll just put it in our private chat, but it's like there's an entire section about a pig and about flying penises. And let me just put it.
As well, there should be.
Mm-hmm. That's not his full name either. It's like that, but like I think it's something like
I love getting to read test these initially.
oh, it's gonna be great. Flying Pete. I mean, like if you know anything about my background in history, you'll probably know what era this is. I can't remember how much Sam has revealed though, so I can't say anything. I'm super stoked though. I got that done, but because like there was so much juggling trying to get the format right, because it's a Chronicles of Darkness project, and that the creating a chronicle for that is vastly different than writing, say, like, you know, a D&D module. Like the format's way different, and there is no real modern format for what we were working on. So I had to kind of hybridize all of these different styles, and it took for freaking ever. But it's done. But now that all that work is done, like my entire day was like ADHD brain out of chemicals. It's so weird. I don't know. Let's have an ADHD talk real quick. So quick question. Those of us with ADHD. Do you guys get that? Do you get success hangovers as well? Like, because, you know, like when you succeed a huge project and you have to hyper focus down to get it done and you make it happen and you get that like, yeah, I did it. I achieved it. Yeah. But
the zone.
Yeah, you hit the zone. But then like the next day you are so emotionally, you're useless.
I experienced that after fucking running Passions because I was so hyper focused This is where I want to talk to my doctor about that.
About being ADHD?
Potentially.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
Yeah, because I did game and I finished game and I immediately felt so emotionally drained and depressed. And I was just like, it was a good game. I actually was messaging Kelly because I'm like, I felt like I did a 4 quality. Like I was like, I felt like I did a bad job running that. And
No,
it was just
I
like,
gave you
why do
my
I
honest
feel
opinion.
like shit?
You didn't, even in your slow moments, the game wasn't below a 5. So
Yeah, which
and
really
I honestly feel that it was a pretty high quality game. For those of you on Patreon, you probably saw Passion de las Passions, the telenovela game that Robin ran. I find that on the scale of like emotional fulfillment from running a game, Powered by the Apocalypse, most of them never go above an 8 for me personally. Especially when I'm running. When I'm playing them, it's a bit higher. I always find they're a bit of a problem to run, which is really weird because they're mostly improv. Like they're mostly using story clues and context clues to build the game, which is how I do a lot of my homebrew. I do like, I build it all and I know, okay, the characters have to get here, but then I kind of wing it in the moment because I've got all the pieces around that I can pull them in, right? It's just kind of like place setting, right? Everything's, it's like a buffet style. And then I run Powered by the Apocalypse, which is literally a mechanical version of what I do already, and it just wastes me. Like, I don't know if that's, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that absolutely happens to me. It also happens when it's whenever I have to really focus hard on something. So like a couple weekends ago now, I had my big SCA event where I went and I was presenting a paper I had written and not competing for anything, but there was a lot of energy and effort and focus I had to put into that weekend. I came home and I was so glad I took the Monday off because I did literally nothing all day until I had game that evening. Literally nothing. I stared at something playing on my TV and I don't know what it was.
I have so many emails that I need to respond to because I had like some Dork Tales meetings and stuff earlier in the week. They're just sitting in my box and I'm doing that thing where I'm like, oh God, I should really respond to these so that it's not like 3 days later. But man,
I mean, I find that even with like a big work project, like a big hard deadline, and when you pull out all the stops and you're going all day, there's no time to goof off. There's no time to like check your phone or just take any extraneous little breaks that you typically do in a desk type work setting. When you finally cross that off and it's done, the next day you get shit all done.
Yeah.
Because you need that moment of just, okay, my brain can reset now.
Chris, do you find that as well as another, like, not ADHD neurotypical example? I'm curious. Like, do you...
definitely. There's this thing about, like, you know, finally complete something and then, like, afterwards, all I want to do is rest because, like, after, like, whatever it is, I really feel like I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Especially when it's like a big topic, right?
Yeah, it's nice. You need to, what was that expression? Sharpen the saw. Like
sure.
you need to take breaks between things, and I don't know if it's particular to ADHD, but you need to make sure that you get a little bit of rest. And when you're so incredibly like on 100% focused on something, you need to have time to just reset.
I
like,
do.
a little
I
bit.
do think. Yeah, I do think that. And this isn't for everyone with ADHD or even everyone who doesn't have ADHD, but those of us who grew up being told that we're just being lazy, we're just doing this and that, we don't take those rests. And so when we do have to take them, they hit so hard.
I was thinking about that as I was driving today to grab Christine from work. I was thinking about the number of times I'd been called lazy when I was a kid, and from like sleeping in late. Just so you know, let's put 5 more minutes on the clock and then we'll call it back. Hard go back at 9:15. But if you have ADHD, your sleep schedule is usually delayed by 2+ hours compared to most people, which means you stay up later and you sleep in later. you sleep the same amount of time.
Unless you have a day job, and then you're forced to wake up.
Yeah, because for some reason we let the day people control everything. Because they fight the night man.
I mean, even kids, though, right?
Mhm.
There's a certain point where kids start switching to a later rhythm, and
Mhm.
teenagers in particular literally can't get up earlier. They're not supposed to. Bodily, it actually is a problem. They're not being lazy.
Fair. I was
Type
thinking about
thing,
that
right?
though,
Like-
and I was thinking about how like lazy I was feeling today. And it's funny because, and this is not me tooting my horn, I don't think anybody would call me lazy that actually knows me. You know, like I generally have quite a few plates spinning, and I'm always doing something. Like even my relaxing is usually working on something. I was thinking about that and thinking about how high functioning all of my ADHD people are now that they're adults and away from people who are negging them with lazy talk. Right? Because like Jen, you are in as many things as I am, right? Between work and your other extracurriculars and your gym schedule.
I've recently joked that it's probably like I'm doing 4 full-time jobs right now.
Yeah, it's, you know, and there was a time where I know you worked at least 2 full-time jobs on top of socializing, LARP, tabletop gaming, and that, you know, so you've done very similar to me where there's been a huge amount of work that you've been doing, but you always feel lazy at the same time. It's weird.
If I don't set aside time to actively take breaks and do nothing, my mental health suffers.
Yeah. I think that's a hard lesson to learn. To remember
It's
to
a
do
hard
that.
it's a hard lesson to learn. I don't have like the accomplishment burnout, but I have the something is coming and I know I can do it and I know it's easy for me. Oh, but I need to do it today, and oh, it's 8 hours away. But like, what if I like screw something up and like right before it happens and I don't get ready in time? I have all the pre-white.
Yep.
But after the opposite happens to me, I'm like jazzed up and I can't sleep. And
Yeah.
there's so it's weird hearing that about you, because after I do something like that, or I get through a crisis, or I worked at a hotel and there was a fire alarm pulled at like 2 a.m. and it's like,
That's
oh boy.
Well, that's different. That's different though, because you're doing proactive versus reactive.
You're right, and that's
proactive is
that's
me where
ADHD bullet time. Right.
like reactive. Oh my god, ADHD people in crisis mode are some of the chillest people, where they're just like, all right. That's why when I used to run conventions, it would be great because it was like, all right, cool. Once the ball's rolling and all the planning's done and we're in the middle of it, oh cool, something just literally caught on fire. All right, whatevs.
This is fine. We got this.
Oh, literally, my traveling, I was traveling to like around Europe, and something happened and my train schedules got absolutely fucked. And I stayed, like I was going from England to Paris, and I was freaking out about where I was, and I got settled and fine. I was cool as a cucumber. And then when I finally got to my hotel in Paris, I fucking just broke down. But until that point, you wouldn't have told that I was like not knowing how I was getting to my next destination. Like,
I had the same thing when I was in Japan. I lived a 13-hour train ride from my partner at the time on a different island, and I had bussed down, or I trained down to like the big station there, and found that the last half of my trip was canceled because of flooding. They were having a bunch of like flooding that was delaying trains and stuff, and like I'm having to figure this out with my very rudimentary Japanese and completely illiterate Japanese as well. Like I'm conversational, very light conversation, but it was great. It was a lot of fun, actually. I really enjoyed it. It was I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, we've probably talked enough about ADHD stuff, but
I do want to touch on the lazy thing to go out on a positive note.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go out on positive.
Friends, it took years for my partner to like unbrainwash me and like and to help me to not use that word for myself. or people, other people, right? But like everybody mostly thinks about that for themselves. They don't really, even if they are, people don't really use that word for their friends, right? And yeah, it's kind of like Gen X or Boomer, like indoctrination, I think, and being nicer to yourself and being like, oh, no, you can. That anxiety you have, feeling like you should be doing something, takes years to, and it's still not gone, but it takes years of like cognitive behavioral therapy to like just chill a day.
I know
like
how
most
hard it
people
is
I
to
know are
actually play
more
a video game?
anxious.
Oh yeah, I can't play video games. Well, I can't play video games.
You guys too?
Because here's the thing.
I spend my whole weekend doing chores. I work all week and then I spend chores all weekend.
I have 1, 2, 3. I have 6 video games with an eyesight right now. I have the Chant, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ishin, Dead Space, and 2 Dark Materials or whatever, like the horror games. And there's another one that I can't quite see. I can't play any of them because every time I start to pick one of them up, I think I should be streaming this. I should be making this into content.
I'm wasting my time. I need to be making this into content. I went months without like doing things for myself and just getting worse and worse. Oh, I didn't do anything yesterday. Oh, I can't play games today. And then you're not even taking care of yourself. You're just worrying about accomplishing something, but you're not accomplishing anything, including not taking care of yourself. So just anybody this applies to, Kelly, Jen, and like all of you and everyone in the chat, like, no, like have a lazy day, but like you're allowed to live. Like you don't have to suffer every day until you die.
And to summarize that really succinctly on a note that I think Jen really would appreciate this note is if you're working out, your muscles don't grow unless you take a rest. Like you don't get stronger unless you rest, and you have to rest between sets. Right? Like you have to. And I think, I don't know, the rest is a natural part of growth.
Well, it's like for those who don't know the expression "sharpen the saw," you like have those old saws where you have 2 people kind of going back and forth, and 2 sets of people cutting down trees. The people who take a break and sit down and sharpen their saw after every tree cut down more trees than the people who just keep going because their blade gets dull.
I like that.
Your mind is like that.
Just get a chainsaw. That also works. Make a robot do it. Which is what we're going to do.
The analogy doesn't work.
Sharpening saws. Let's sharpen our swords.
Train ChatGPT.
Train ChatGPT to run this game. I'll move to the Maldives and just relax. But for now, let's link back to the grind and start grinding in Dragonlance.
I actually just need to grab a drink quickly. Sorry about that. But I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. Boop, 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 boop. All right. So let's switch to. There we go. That's the background I wanted. So, anyway, hope everybody's good. Sorry for the heavy lazy talk, because I was having a day today.
On another note, just while we're quickly vamping, I finally finished the video game Last of Us, so now I can finish watching the TV series The Last of Us.
Isn't it good?
Yeah,
it's so good.
Neil Druckmann has said that he's not going to change.
I love the game.
Season 2 from game 2.
Oh,
so it's gonna be a noof, but I'm okay with it. Okay. So folks, that's our chat. I hope you had fun with that. What else do we say? Go to Bookwyrm Games and support our sponsor because they're rad.
Yes, please do. Join the Patreon to see games like Passions de la Passions.
And like and subscribe and smash that bell.
And join our Discord if you can.
Yeah, join the Discord.
Yeah, come and see the memes.
Come see the memes.
Come for the memes, stay for the community.
Exactly.
Memes are so good.
Stay for the
Come for the memes or stay for the memes.
Did you see that I managed to get P Multiverse back? Mwahaha.
What?
During Passions de la Passions, I managed to get him back because he can't watch Dragonlance, or he can't watch one of the games because he's in a game. And I hit him back with a meme, and he was like, "I've never been so offended." Mwah. He was great. Great. All right, so y'all ready to hop back in?
For the first time, I've gotten Discord DM junk mail.
Oh, really?
Click the link to see
Wild.
which one you think is stronger.
I'm like, I'm not clicking no link some random sent me.
Hulk is the strongest there is.
Oh, you did it
Alright.
for Strixhaven.
I did for
That's what you
Strixhaven.
did. I just scrolled up. Yep.
All right, so folks, it is time for us to head back into Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen, here on Dork Tales. Ready? Acting. Hello and welcome back to Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen, here on Dork Tales. The ride to Steel Springs is rough. You keep your horses at a steady gallop as you make your way there. As the brook called Inkwater comes into view, smoke rises over the tree line beyond it. Wounded Calaman soldiers stagger from the trees, heading toward a narrow crossing that lies in your direction. Dragon Army soldiers give chase on horseback. And I would like all of you to give me an initiative roll.
Hoi.
All right.
16. That's awesome. That's a good
That is
start.
awesome. All right, pop those in our chat so that I don't lose them.
You do or don't add your proficiency to this?
You do
You
not
don't add your
proficiency.
proficiency to initiative, but you add
No.
half your proficiency because of your bardic ability.
Oh, so yeah, you do
right.
because you're special.
Mhm.
Yeah, so only if you have a special thing do you do that.
Hurt them more.
All right. Oh, good.
My
I'm gonna
liquid
spend
core
it.
let me down.
Traz was taunting me in the chat, but I rolled better than he wanted me to.
Oh, he's cursing you. Holy
that.
crap, Robin.
He
Okay.
miscast and cast it on me instead.
Plus 12 to initiative. Plus 12.
Okay, so what we have right now is we have Rizira at the top. Then we have Hazeal, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Or
Oh, no,
Aurontiros.
Hazeal
They tied.
and Aurontiros. Then we have Godfrey. Then we have Dragon Army 1, Dragon Army 2, Dragon Army 3, Kelara, Dragon Army 4. And then
Oh
we
shit, they
have-
actually rolled worse than me?
I rolled a nat 1 on one of them.
Oof.
All right. So looking at the scene in front of you, you can see that the Dragon Army is in hot pursuit. 4 Dragon Army soldiers on horses gallop in pursuit along the North Road. Just a quick note about the map here. As we're looking at this, everything that is rocks, scrub, or stream counts as rough terrain. The fray exists, and it is on the eastern side of the map. All right. So, that being said, let's hop into it. Looking around, you can see that the Dragon Army soldiers ride along the edge of the northern stream. As the Calaman soldiers continue to head down to the south, javelins fly through the air, colliding at their heels, some of them peppered by them. The Calaman soldiers are wounded, leaving a trail of blood behind them as they drag themselves toward escape, and toward you. And with that, Rizira, it's your turn. What do you do?
Okie dokie. So I think. So it's rough terrain. Basically the entire area. So it's everything that's rock, scrub, and water is.
Yeah, so the path is not. The water is, the
Okay,
path is
okay.
not.
Okay. Cool. I think Rizira wants to take Ispin probably right up to the war horses if she can. If the horse uses its ash and its ash.
It's ash. It'll use its ash and its
ash.
Quick question. Was Hazeal gonna ride with Aurontiros now because of Riz wanting to be able to like duck in and out of battle and stuff?
I'll allow that.
We had briefly mentioned that, but we'd never officially.
Then absolutely, I'll move you over to hers, and also, or to Aurontiros, I should say. Also, I'm just going to put this out on the field since we are using horses in combat more. Horses will count as combatants for purposes of damage.
All right.
All right, we all good with that? We were leaning away from it before, but war horses are not pets.
Nope.
Okay, cool. So long as everybody's in agreement on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, as you ride your horses into the field, it is Riz. You can make your way all the way up to the north, and you will end up on the stream in front of the first rider.
Okay. I think so. Again, sorry. Is the horse's action separate movement from my movement? That is the last clarification that
totally. So the way that it works, it is separate from yours, but it acts on your initiative. So basically, the way we're going to play it is that you can hop on the horse, takes half your action. You're already on it. So dismounting will take half your action, or half your move, I should say.
Half your move.
Yeah. But you can ride. You can ride using the horse's action, including a double move.
Yeah.
So yeah, it basically just, it is an additional move bonus, but if you do a double move, that does open the horse up to damage, because it can no longer disengage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the way that works. Thanks for asking.
Cool. Yeah, no worries. I think at that then, since Hazel's no longer on Riz, I think she's going to take Ispin and leave him actually partway in the stream on the rocks, and then she's going to take half of her movement to disengage about 15 feet away, and then move up to the gentleman on the horse and stabby stab.
Okay, so leaving him kind of like, you're going to ride around the soldiers. So heading forward, you take your horse, ride it up along the way. The Kalin soldiers are going to move out of the way as you ride kind of between their ranks. Hopping off of Ispin midstream, you are going to hit the ground. It's going to take 15 feet of your movement, and then you can move into range to attack.
Yeah, that is exactly what she's going to do. And then she's just going to go a stabby stab with her rapiers.
Sounds good to me.
All right, liquid core dice. Ooh, okay, so 26 for the first one.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right, and then 8 plus 7 is math. It's like 16, 15. I'm gonna throw my determination on that to make that a 18. Does that hit?
That's gonna hit.
Cool. Sweet. We'll do my snacky tacky and my regular damage. 2d8, 3d6. It's a fun time. Very interesting, probably about average actually. 12, 19, 20, 22, 26 points of piercing damage.
Take control. How do you want to do it?
All right, so I think for coolness, I think what she's going to do is she's going to run up to the thing. She's going to take one of her rapiers and slash through the girth on the horse so that he falls. And as he's falling, she just like takes her other rapier and just sticks it through his throat.
All right. Blood is going to shoot out, spray out onto you as you puncture his throat. He's going to fall to the ground, grabbing the wound in his throat. And as that occurs, I'm going to spend a hurt them more. As you slashed up at the horse to make him fall, the horse is going to rear back and attempt to kick you.
Okay.
And that's going to be a hit. That is
Ooh.
a 19 to hit you.
Yup, my AC is 16.
Okay. The horse is going to rear up and is going to crank you in the side of the head with one of its hooves. For a total of 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh. Ouchie.
But its rider is down. Rizira, anything else you're doing with your turn? Do you have a bonus action you'd like to use? Or did you use it for 2 attacks?
No, because I use it for 2 attacks. So that is Riz, because it's a full half move to get off, then half move to close the distance. So yeah, she's done.
All right, sounds good. Down at the bottom, it is Hazeal and Aurontiros on the same horse. What do you do?
I just wanted to first ask if Kelara has armor on.
Kelara would have returned her normal armor, I think. But I don't know. What do you think?
Because I don't know if
she
you
took off the Red Dragon army stuff and Hazeal put it on Kelara at that point, mage armor. So she does not have her armor with her, I do not think.
Okay.
I need to put it on myself anyway. I just wanted to know if I should do twin spell, so I will do mage armor, twin spell on myself and
Nice.
Kelara.
Thank y'all.
Sounds good. That's gonna pop on.
Cool. And that is that. I'm gonna hang out here. I'll let Aurontiros deal with the horse.
All right, sounds good. So you're gonna cast mage armor. So you're gonna be on the horse still, right?
Yes, I haven't moved off the
All right.
horse.
Sounds good. All right, Aurontiros, what are you doing?
I think Aurontiros will guide the horse, kind of like where I'm pinging there, that big
Right,
rock.
so riding up to the top of the little islet there.
And
that's
he'll
gonna put
dismount
you-
onto the rock if he can.
Absolutely, yeah. That'll take about half your movement to get up there.
And
So that's about 40 feet away from the first horse. So about 60 feet away from the second rider.
okay, the range for Shatter is 60 feet,
Ooh, I think you can put that into the middle of them, can't you?
and I think I can. I'm not sure if other people can see my little marker.
You absolutely can. It's 55 feet from you.
And this time Godfrey's not inches away,
Godfrey's not
so
in the middle. Okay, so let's
he
do
doesn't
it.
have to tell anybody to
What?
cover their ears.
So standing on this rock that's jutting out over this burbling stream, you step onto it, and what do? How does this work? How do you cause it to shatter? I'm betting this is like some elven magic looking stuff, like Galadriel, or not Galadriel, like Liv Tyler.
I knew
Eowyn?
exactly.
Not
Yeah,
Eowyn.
Like not Eowyn.
No,
God,
One
we're
of the
bad.
magical elves.
The,
Yeah, the water's going
Arwen,
to
like
kind
Arwen
of like
calling the water horses.
the water's going to kind of like ripple for a few moments, and the ground rumbles for a moment, but not from below. From above, there's a blinding flash of light seen before it's felt, and the 3 soldiers on their war horses in the rear are suddenly hit with a blast of elven nature magic.
Now, just letting you know, this is going to hit the horses too. They're evil horses, you're pretty sure.
They're evil horses.
Okay. All right, what's my save?
Save is 15.
15. Okay, let's do the roll for the soldiers first. There is going to be that sudden flash of light, and that is going to be a con save, if I'm not mistaken. So that is going to be 1 success, 2 failures. I'm going to spend Hurt the Mores to re-roll those. Okay, I've got 3 successes, so that's going to be half damage on the soldiers. And the horses, honestly, one of the horses failed, everyone else succeeded. So roll me your damage.
All right.
And I will take half damage on all but one of them.
A 1, a 2, and a 2 makes 5.
That's all the damage?
Yeah.
Oh no!
You know what? I'm gonna spend the something good happens that was bought to let you re-roll that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you re-roll the 1 and the 2.
The 1 and the 2. Okay.
I'll let you re-roll the 1 and the 2.
One of the 2s. Yeah. Oh, an 8
Okay, there we go.
and a 1. So an
Okay.
8, a 1, and a 2.
Okay, so that's
Rolled
still
another one. Jesus.
okay. So that's 11 then.
Yeah.
Okay, so 11 points of damage is way better. So that's 11 points of damage total. So that's gonna be 5, 5, and 5. And then the horses are going to take 5 points of damage, 5 points of damage, and 11 points of damage, which is going to cause one of them to rear a bit. So let's just do a reflexive dex check to see. Okay. The one at the front is going to have the majority of that explosive noise ring out, and the horse is going to rear back up, but the rider is going to hold on tight. Very good in the saddle, holding on to its reins and a bit of its mane. All right, do you have anything else for your turn, Aurontiros? Any bonus actions?
Going to use a bardic inspiration, and as he's reaching out, calling thunder, he's going to reach his other hand to Godfrey, and say, "Don't worry, I made sure you were clear. You said you could do this all day. Here's day 2." And
Perfect.
throw him a D8 now.
Ooh,
Nice.
I feel inspired by your words.
Are you asking Godfrey out on a date?
On a D8. Okay.
On
All
a
right.
D8?
So, Aurontiros, that's
Ooh.
your turn. Godfrey, down at the base of the southern stream, it is your turn. What do you do?
Oh gosh. You said we can ride through them?
You can ride through them. Yeah, they'll count as rough terrain, like your allies, or well, the Kalin soldiers will. But with your horse in full gallop, you can go 120 feet. So you'll be able to ride up alongside the other mounted units at the north.
Okay. Let's see here. I think what I want to do is, you said I can move. So rough terrain, but I can get up to around here.
So with 120 feet, let's see, that means that it'll be 40 feet. And yep, you'll be able to make it up there.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna get over there, and I'm going to dismount as only using 5 feet of move because of my Squire of Solamnia thing. And I'll
Okay.
kind of hang out beside Riz here.
Okay.
And I'm going to use bait and switch on Riz if she's okay with that. And switch places with her. And then give Riz an extra 5 AC until end of my turn.
Okay.
So, and then Rizira goes there instead. We just switch places. And then I'm going to hold my action for if one of these guys gets close enough to hit, and just try and back up Riz a bit.
All right, that sounds good. All right. So, then it is going to be the Dragon Army's turn. The Dragon Army soldier immediately behind is going to pull around and do and is going to try to ride you down with his sword. That he's going to take 2 swipes at you with a long sword held in only one hand this time because he has his shield up.
So does that trigger my attack first?
I
or-
will trigger your attack of opportunity. So go ahead.
Perfect. I'm going to attack him with the fancy little inspiration from Aurontiros, and
Okay.
I'm going to also try and make this a tripping attack with use one of my maneuvers.
So are you attacking the horse?
I'm attacking him. So if this hits him and he fails his save, he needs to make a DC 10 dexterity save or he's knocked off the horse. I looked this up ahead of time.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
Thanks
you
for
wouldn't
looking
have
that up.
to. Yep,
right,
no
so-
worries. So 15, 16, 17, 18.
18 to hit.
Yep.
That'll hit.
Okay, perfect. So he is dealt 7 points of damage, has to make a DC 15 strength save.
Strength save.
If
Okay,
that
that's-
fails, yeah, no, he needs 2 saves, unfortunately. DC 15 strength save to fall
Fail.
off or trip, and if that fails, then if he fails that, then the DC 15 dex save, or DC 10 dex save.
DC 10 dex save. Okay,
Yep.
he'll make the dex save. So what happens to him?
Nothing. He stays on the horse.
Oh, so he does stay on the horse. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
it's a bit
you were-
convoluted, but it is a way to dismount people. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Okay, so slashing into him, you're expecting him to fall off, but he is going to hold on to it, and he's going to go, "Take this, you fiend! In the name of the Dragon Queen!" And he is going to lash out at you twice. And that is going to be for a 17 and a 23.
23 hits.
23 hits. Okay, that's only one-handed. So that's only going to be that plus... I can... Okay, so not a huge amount of damage comes through. As you kind of slash at him, the horse is going to rear up a bit, and he's going to raise his blade, calling out to the Dragon Queen, and is going to lash it across your chest, dealing a shallow blow that is going to be 4, 5, 6 points of piercing damage, or pardon me, slashing damage, and 1 point of fire damage as flame licks out of the blade into you.
Oof. All right.
Okay. Behind him, another one of the dragon army is going to... Can't really reach you that way, so he's going to ride up to the north and is going to take aim and throw a pair of javelins at... Oh, the Kender did just skewer his friend in the throat, though. Nah. Yeah, he's gonna try to javelin Riz because he was already throwing javelins.
I'm the perfect size for skewering.
You really are. I don't think he does it though. Riz, what's your armor class with that +5?
It is now 21.
Okay, so the 11 is half your AC. And that was the better of my 2 rolls. 2 javelins are going to collide and bounce into the stream beside you.
You missed.
Okay, and with that, the last rider is going to go "Hyah!" and is going to kick his horse into overdrive, move alongside, and take 2 swipes at Riz. Because she's right there. Actually, you know what? He's going to make an animal handling check real quick. Cool. And... yeah. The other horse is going to wander away a little bit. Because this makes more sense. And he's going to take 2 swipes at you, Riz, kind of like half leaning out of his... It's gone forever.
Yep. He has to lean really far down.
He has to lean real far, which is why he keeps rolling 5s. I'm spending a hurt them more to re-roll that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. That still doesn't hit you, but at least it was a 19.
You're just like getting just the very top of
You know
her
what?
hair. She's feeling...
Because I spent that hurt them more, the stick's gone.
Yeah. What?
He's gonna lean down and he's gonna hit the stick and it's going to like break and then catch fire. And it's gonna start slowly wicking down into your hair.
It was a fire wand? No.
Oh,
All right. Well, no, it was a fire sword.
Well, I know, but Riz thinks it's a fire wand.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, so that was very useful that they did. All right, down at the bottom of the stream, Kelara, you are up. What do you do?
I am going to move my horse up.
Okay.
By just a little bit. And cast Shield of Faith on Godfrey.
Okay, Godfrey.
That's +2 AC.
+2 AC. Godfrey, you
21.
are feeling very shielded by faith.
I got this. Kalara's watching.
And I think, you know what? Is anybody else in range? Let me just double check. Oh, he's just in range.
Oh no.
Okay. So this other guy, because that was a bonus action spell, I'm going to cast a Sacred Flame action cantrip. So he needs to make me a dex save, please.
That's gonna be, I think I did it. That's a 15 plus.
I was like, oh, 15. No, it's not. But
Does
if
a 16
it's plus
do it?
anything, it's gonna, it
Okay,
passes.
he's just got a 16. So
Okay.
a sacred flame is going to kind of erupt right in front of him, and he's going to go, ah! The cleric of Michiko! Bring her head back to Takasis!
Shite.
And that is going to be your turn. And now it is time for some fun. The Kalaman soldiers are going to continue their exodus, moving about 15 feet as they slowly make their way to the south. The stream here all parts of the stream that are not the shallower crossings are about 4 feet deep of cold, sloshing water. There, it's about 2 feet. So, Riz, that's where you kind of wandered over, was the part that went about up to your lower chest, and didn't sweep you away. But as that is occurring, there is I'm gonna roll to see who this affects. One moment. All right, Kelara. As you cast that sacred flame, you are going to hear this kind of almost, it sounds like a dragon's roar, but like filtered through like the vocal cords of a cat. Like this very kind of high-pitched kind of roar above you. And as you glance up, a red dragonelle flies overhead and releases something. You're gonna hear, and a Kalaman soldier is going to hit the rocks in front of you, dying on impact. His head smashed like an overripe pumpkin.
Okay, I think she kind of cowers a little on her horse and kind of like flinches and shrieks a little. Because that's terrifying and shocking.
Your boots are splashed with his blood.
You know what? I think she's going to lean over the other side of the horse and puke.
Okay. All right. That is this round. Top of the initiative, Rizira.
Hello. Okay, so Rizira is going to let's do some rinse and repeating. Though I think she's going to I'm gonna do this because this is stupid and I like it. So she's going to go for and trying to attack, just one attack for the horseman guy on the horse soldier that were not the Kalaman soldier, this dragon army soldier. She's going to try and just attack him once with her rapier.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead.
Oh.
Was that did you watch?
No, but I don't. I was just seeing if anyone bought me determination back. Cause that's not 11. I don't think even determination would bring it up. So yeah, that's an 11.
Okay, so lashing out, you are not going to reach him. You're basically playing like that slap game where you're like, neither of you actually making contact with each other.
Okay, alright, well, if she didn't hit him with the first one, yeah, she'll bonus action attack with the second rapier then.
Alright, go ahead.
I was wanting to hide in bushes, but... Meh.
I'm taking a break. I'm bushed.
Yep. Okay, 15 plus 7 is a 22.
That's gonna hit. Roll me damage.
Yeah, I'll roll damage, and I don't add the 4. Oh my god. So many ones. So that's going to be 12 points of piercing damage.
12 points of piercing damage.
Yep.
Okay. That is, so that's the one that, not the
Is
one
to
that
the
Godfrey
north.
hit. Okay.
Yeah, no, the one that's north of her that came in last.
Okay. He is
And
very badly
then-
wounded, but still on his horse. What do you do?
All right, Riz is going to she's going to with the rest of her movement, she is going to kind of walk along the rocks and kind of get onto the like biggish rock that's over the north stream, and she's just trying to get away from him.
Okay. So, moving that way is going to cost you all 30 feet of movement because it's rough terrain.
Yep.
So you're
Yep.
going to kind of wade through the stream, getting away from him. He's going to take a couple of like attempts at swipes at you, but because of your feet, he's not going to be able to.
Fancy footwork, fancy footwork.
Fancy footwork. You're going to dodge out of. Oh, it's not. It's because you're a swashbuckler, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my
so
fancy
I'm so
footwork
used to
feat.
people taking like mobility. So he takes a couple of
Oh.
swipes at you. Get back here, you bastard, Kender!
Come and get me. I'm taunting, but I'm not actually taunting.
You're
but you
taunting,
know,
but I'm not taunting. You're not putting your
but I'm
heart
not
into it.
taunting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hazeal or Aurontiros, who's going first?
Why don't you go first this time?
There's a guy still on his horse right there.
Yeah. 2 of them. 3 of them, technically.
They've both taken damage as well.
Everybody
the
is
front.
taking damage, especially the horses.
Oh, all right. Well, this is a good vantage point, and Aurontiros will take out his bow and cast a hunter's mark on the one engaged with Godfrey.
Okay.
Make sure to give Godfrey's behind a large berth as he aims his arrow.
Okay.
And
Make me
Shoots
a
this.
attack roll.
shoots this man on a horse. Come on.
I don't want you to roll a nat one to hit Godfrey in the ass,
Don't.
but I
Don't.
kind of do.
Don't.
If you hit Godfrey with a nat 1, like from here, I'm going to count the hunter's mark as applying to his butt.
All right, 16, 20, 23.
That is going to hit. Roll me damage.
I don't think I've ever been that disappointed not being hit by friendly fire before.
I'll hit it
Based
next
on
time I see it.
tonight, I was like, oh, don't say it, don't say it. 6 from the bow and 5 from the hunter's mark.
All right.
11's the magic number today.
Can you please describe how this man dies?
All right. He's rearing the horse back around after.
Yep.
And I think he had called him like, oh, you fiend, or something
Or dog or
like
something.
that. And Aurontiros is just going to yell over the river like, you serve the side of dark. You deserve to call no one a fiend but your own. And before he even has a time to register those sweet elven sounds, right through the heart.
And he will topple
And he's
off
just
his
gonna
horse.
slump
he's-
over the horse.
Slumps over. The horse just starts like trotting away. All right, I'm spending a hurt them more right now to have another battlefield event occur as he dies.
Nice.
Yeah. So as you do that, do you have a so you guys use your bonus action to cast? That's right. So down to the south of both you and Hazeal, you are going to see out of the conflagration, out of the battle to the east, a dragon army soldier astride a warhorse is going to appear right next to Hazeal. And I'm going to roll his initiative. One moment. Oh, balls. He has the same initiative as you guys. So Hazeal, this dragon army soldier rides out of the trouble to the east. And what do you do? It's your turn, so you'll be acting simultaneously.
Cool. I did want to just ask, just for my own clarification, was the Dragonelle part of the fray mechanic?
It is. It did a drive-by.
It did a drive-by, so it's not around
It
anymore.
is not having an... It basically just went... and just kept going back into the fight.
And that's what I thought. If this Dragonelle...
I will let you attempt to shoot it if you want, though.
Not with this warrior here. You just put something else in my path.
That's true. That's true. So...
so I'm going to do to it what I was going to do to the dragon, which is hurt it a lot.
Okay. He's going to try to do the same to you. He's going to try to ride you down. So let's
cool.
do this.
I'm going to cast Moonlight in front of me so that if he hits it, because it'll be his turn, he will take the damage from it.
Oh, that's clever. Okay.
That's very good. That's very good.
That's good. Because
I'm also, yeah.
Okay.
I'm quickening the spell, so that I can also cast a cantrip.
You know what? That's fantastic, because I was like, oh, well, technically, I know someone's going to be like, oh, well, it didn't, like, who, if you're acting on the same initiative, and you're like, well, if you used literally quicken spell, I'm going to say it acts before him, because it's quickened.
Cool.
So that is going to go off. What's my save for Moonbeam?
Also, I'm casting it at a 3rd level, just FYI.
Cool. Oh, shit, really? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
I said I was going to use what I was going to use on the dragon. I had this prepped.
He's in full gallop right now, so I'm going to say he can't veer out of the way of this sudden.
It is a Constitution saving throw, DC 15.
Okay, that's a fail.
Awesome. So at 3rd level, I do 3d10 of radiant damage.
Oh, God.
21.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do my Sacred Flame cantrip.
Okay. So the way this is going to work, he is going to ride up and be grievously wounded, as is... Oh, shit, as is the horse.
Yep.
Okay, one sec. He's going to make a dex save. He's going to succeed. Okay, so here's the deal. You're going to do Sacred Flame.
Yeah.
What's my save for that? Never mind.
That is a dex saving throw.
Don't worry about it. You just roll me the damage.
Okay.
And what's your AC?
My AC right now is...
Okay, that was cocked.
15.
Okay. So I re-rolled the cocked dice.
Okay.
So I need to know real quick before we hop into narrative on this. That is going to be... I have a 13 and a nat 20.
Cool.
Unless
I
can if
rolled
you want
7
to.
damage on my Sacred Flame. Just
Sounds good. You gonna do it?
I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Cocked again. Okay.
Not today, scum.
Okay, that is... I don't have any hurt them more, so that's going to be another 13. Okay, who are you granting advantage to, Aurontiros?
Who is next in our order here?
Next
Godfrey.
is Godfrey.
He seems to be cutting them down. Yeah.
Okay, so... describing what is happening, this man is going to ride out of the fray, brandishing his sword at you as he rides toward you. Moonbeam is going to sear up, dropping from the sky in front of him. He is going to ride into it. He and the horse are going to become incinerated by its radiant light. The horse is going to let out this terrified shriek as it shrivels and dies beneath him, throwing him from the saddle. He is going to manage to aim mid-air and is going to bring the sword down directly toward your throat, Hazeal. And as he does, there is going to be a flash of light from Aurontiros' spell that's going to blind him momentarily, causing you to just have enough room to duck. Bits of your horse's mane fly into the air as the blade slashes through them, even charring a few of them. But by then it's too late. Even at that range, your sacred flame flashes. And what happens to the man? How does he die?
Oh man, I think he's just incinerated,
Okay.
like his horse, basically.
With a scream, you are going to see the flesh just incinerate off of him. It's going to be this glowing, radiant blast of light where all you'll see is like his skeleton for a moment. And once the light clears, there's nothing. Just ash. All right.
I'll look over at Aurontiros and just go, thank you.
All right. Damn, that was pretty good. Back up at the top of the initiative, we have Godfrey. Godfrey, you have a man on horseback that was trying to hack at Riz, and you have another one that is hurling javelins from the north.
Okay, the one that's attacking Riz, I'm going to be like, hey, over here! And just try and stab him with a 16.
16 is not going to
that's advantage, right? Because of the silvery barbs. And
Yeah.
so still 16.
16.
All right.
You have determination if you want to spend it.
Oh, right. I always forget about that. Please. So that's 19.
Okay, that will hit.
And that will be 11 points of damage.
Okay, how do you want to do it?
I was just like, hey, over here, and just like slash at him, like just right across the chest and pull him down from his horse.
He is going to fall off his horse, and his sword is going to clatter to the ground at your feet.
Okay, perfect. Then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Bam, gonna go over to here and slash at this one. I'm gonna use my precise strike ability.
Okay, charging forward. I'm not going to curse you to botch, but maybe you'll botch.
Gives myself advantage.
God, battle masters are great.
Oh, that's I'm using the feat precise strike, not the battle
fair.
one. Yeah.
And
So I get it back if I miss.
You were just bought.
Ooh, thanks, buddy.
Just bought you determination again.
So that'll be a 24 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
And I do an extra d8 on this damage. So that's 15, 21 damage.
How do you want to do this?
So I'll just kind of rush between the horses and like go up to him, and I'm just gonna just try and stab him like right as you said this guy was throwing javelins, so like right as he's trying to aim one at me.
Okay. All right, that sounds great. As he tries to aim one at you, you're just going to stab, and he is going to die slumping down, and his horse is going to kind of eye you warily, and is going to kick and just start riding away in a bit of a panic. And as he does, his rider is still stirruped in and is going to start falling off, and you're going to hear sickening noises as he is dragged beneath the horse across some rocks to the east. And with that, it is down to Kelara. Kelara, what are you doing? The Kalaman soldiers are headed south toward you, near that body that was dropped from the heavens.
Okay. I think I will shift my horse off the path to give them some space.
Okay. They all look pretty heavily wounded, but look like they'll survive now that they're not
getting
being
away.
Pursued. Yeah, except for the squashed one, of course.
I don't necessarily have time or wherewithal to help them at this point, so I guess I'll wait because there's only that one enemy at the far end right now that Godfrey's dealing with.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna kind of try and like pay attention to protect myself, hopefully from getting attacked, since they seem to be targeting me a little bit.
All right.
Or at least I'm a goal for them.
It's true. Just cleric
So I guess
goals.
I will, if somebody comes near me, I will be prepared to react negatively.
That sounds good. All right. So as that occurs, as you brace yourself for that, a dozen mounted soldiers gallop from the tree line, rushing south toward the crossing. Kalaman's colors are visible on these soldiers' armors, despite the dents and stains of battle. And for all of you, it's easy to pick out Darrett among these riders in his distinctive Solamnic armor. Another figure sits behind Darrett, sharing his steed. You will recognize him as Lord Baccharis. Darrett recognizes you immediately from where he sees you at the top of the fray. Godfrey, he is going to ride up to you. Friends, we have to get out of here. The Red Dragon army has overwhelmed Calaman's troops and are in pursuit. Please, follow me to a fallback point in the east.
Yes, sir.
You said Lord Baracus is on Darrett's horse?
He is riding on behind it. Anyone who is right there, so Riz and Godfrey, you are close enough to get a good look at his face. Both of you can make me an insight check.
Okay.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh,
Nat 20.
nice. And the opposite, nat 1.
So, Riz, you might actually find yourself slightly angry at his expression. He appears to not care at all for the carnage around him. But Godfrey, you look up at Lord Baccharis and feel a sliver of pity in your heart for a moment. You have seen the results of battles before, even as a squire, and you have seen men who were not ready for them afterward. He is in a complete state of shock. He will probably be scarred for life from this experience.
I'll look over at him and kind of whisper to Darrett as we're moving along. It's just like, what possessed people to make this move?
Bad intelligence.
I don't think anything about this could be smart.
I agree, but there are hundreds more of them behind us. We need to get the troops to safety as best we can.
Okay, I'll help however I can.
Do you not even care?
Rizira, we can discuss this once we're all safe. Please. You've got some red on you.
Oh. That better? She does the wrong cheek.
Perfect, let's ride. Yeah.
Alright. Hops on Ispin.
Do the rest of you hop on your horses?
I never got off, so
That's fair. So, do you, Aurontiros,
Are we able to... Sorry, go ahead.
Does Aurontiros do like the elf stride? Like where the
I was
camera
first.
pivots on a dolly back up?
Are we able to wrangle up the war horses of the enemy? So we don't have to double up, or we have spares for other soldiers trying to escape?
You have very little time to do this, but if you'd like, how would you do this?
I would... Aurontiros will cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
To make it easier.
So 3 of those horses are available. One of them has ridden off, dragging its rider in a macabre display of animal ignorance.
And let's see here. Just going to call out to the remaining horses and say in whatever language they understand.
Mm-hmm.
Fret not and follow us. If it is battle you seek, we shall bring it. If it is peace you seek, you shall aid those that are fleeing. Trust not your masters of death.
Make me a persuasion roll, please.
I also just want to say that Hazel's keeping Moonbeam on for the full minute duration that I have. I don't expect him to use it, but she does have it.
I have
So-
not dropped Shield of Faith
Sounds
as well.
good. And Aurontiros?
It lasts 10 minutes.
25.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you can roll with advantage as well because
Oh.
of the battle. Like, these horses don't necessarily want to be in battle.
I gave them two options.
You give them 2 options, and the
Thanks,
horses
yeah.
were like, food or death. We'll go with food.
Yeah. Some of them, like And that one is 24. So 24 and 25
is really good. So standing on the top of the tall rock as you are motioning them forward, the 3 horses are going to head your direction, and some of the wounded Calaman soldiers will happily climb up.
Double
and join
up
the ride.
on them if they can.
But
Nice.
as they hop up on them, doubling up those 6 Calaman soldiers, you can see that with Darrett as well, his contingent is another 12 Calaman soldiers, and several commanders with him are riding behind him. And in the distance behind their ranks, you're going to see a darkening line over the horizon. You're out of time. It's time to go.
While we start moving, now this isn't strictly how it's supposed to be used, but I kind of want to do it for flavor more than anything, is use my channel divinity preserve life. It technically gives 5 times my level's healing points to any creatures in 30 feet that I want. I can divide it among them. However, instead, can I kind of do it as like, I kind of do this action and have like just that little bit of a sense of renewed strength to keep going.
Sure.
Not so much a mechanical thing,
I don't
but for
see
like
why.
everybody around me that I can reach.
So how do you do this? Do you rear up on your horse and raise your staff and let out this like pulse of blue light?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's kind of dramatic.
Yeah, damn straight it is. So Kelara wrangles her horse around, raises her staff, and there's this just radiant glow of blue light that explodes around her, falling around in these little blue motes like snowflakes. And as they land on the soldiers, they are going to find a bit more vigor in their motions, and are going to be able to get astride the horses a bit easier. They're going to ride a bit harder. It's going to kind of shake them out of a shock. In fact, the only person that is not shaken out of the shock of combat is Lord Baccharis, who remains despondent on the back of that horse. And with that, you ride off to the east. 6 miles later of hard riding, your horses are beginning to get a bit of a froth on them. From all the armor, from all the battle. The horses that you convinced to come with you are wounded and are going to not collapse at the end of it, but they are going to be very, very foamy around their mouths. They are going to be very tired by the end of this run after their injuries. And as you dismount, Darrett does as well and gestures to each of you. We should be safe here for a while. Friends, please regroup, and we'll head back to Calaman when you've rested a bit. My friends, he gestures to you. Can we talk?
How bad was it?
Very bad. Lord ordered an assault of the Dragon Army's forces, but it turned out that there were reinforcements nearby. The beginning of it was good, and it swung against us quick. I think, for the most part, most of us survived. We called a quick retreat. There's no...
Oh, that's good.
The measure says that it is better to fight. I mean, the measure says a lot of things that are pretty complicated, but please, I disagree with Lord Baccharis, but he very nearly died. He and his son were commanding a chunk of the forces, and he went down when his horse was... I was able to get him, but he's in shock right now. I think his son's dead. He's not with any of us, and I wasn't able to see him among the survivors. I suppose there's a chance he could survive, but I don't think anyone deserves to watch family die, let alone their children. Even. Yeah. On the good side, it doesn't look like we're being pursued. And Marshal Vendry was away from all of this. I guess you got my letter. I'm very happy that you were here to turn the tide of the retreat. This never would have happened if she was still inside of the city, but she was pulled away to deal with more of this. And that's when the Lord was able to convince the council. I'm honor-bound to take care of them and to follow their orders, so I couldn't really speak too much against it, but I suppose if there are others who are not honor-bound and duty-bound to follow their instructions, I'm sure you could give them, they could give them quite an earful. He clears his throat.
Kelara will side-eye Hazeal and Rizira.
So, I guess while the Lord is out of commission, I suppose that I'm in charge of these forces for now. If they're not following us, we've got a good 6 miles on them. I think we should rest overnight. Head back at first light.
Do you have any
How
supplies with you, Darrett?
Basic travel supplies, yes. Yes, Rizira?
I was just wondering how are you and your forces?
I think a quick count, I'd say we lost one for every 4 or 5. I think it's on the better side. But even so, Aurontiros, if you're going to stick around, I'm sure that the troops could use some entertainment, take their mind off of watching their brethren slaughtered.
Of course.
In the morning, though, we're going to be a bit slower than you. If you would do me the favor, I would ride ahead to Calaman if I were you, to go inform Governor Miat what happened here. The other soldiers will rendezvous with Marshal Vendry. She's headed back.
All right. Do most of you still have any of your supplies left behind?
A bit. Every soldier has a travel pack on them.
Excellent.
She's gonna stride off, get off the horse, stride off, and start pointing at soldiers. Do you have bandages in your pack?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. You're my aide. Come along.
Of course.
And she's just going to take charge and start directing on bandaging and trying to make sure as many as possible make it through the night and make it in enough shape that they could keep going.
Make me a constitution and medicine check
Okay.
to see how long you can heal.
She's mainly going to go for just like bandaging type stuff. Con and medicine.
So yeah, con instead of
Okay.
wisdom, because this is more about this is like nursing rather than like
That is going to be a 26.
fantastic. An impromptu little clinic has been set up. Some of the lords still had their tents and equipment with them, and before long you can set up a couple of tents that can be used to keep the injured a bit separated. Breaking line of sight is pretty important in that regard, not seeing any of the bandaging or wounded directly next to those who are a bit more hale and hardy. Throughout the night, your ministrations are going to save quite a few men, but quite a few of the troops will live because of you, but some of it is grisly. And throughout the night, unless you expend basically all of your spells, you will have to be witness to several amputations.
Okay. She is basically going to stay up all night, do everything she has to, and she's kind of mentally planning on that she's going to make somebody hold her on the horse so she can sleep while they ride back.
Okay.
But until there's no work to be done, she can't sleep.
That's fair. You will be able to basically get everybody. This isn't a huge amount of troops, so I'll say that by it's late. It's about afternoon when this occurred in the first place, so you'll get everyone to a stable point where you will be able to get a full night's rest tonight. It's
All right.
Some people are going to lose their eyes. You have a couple people who are losing fingers, but for the most part, you're going to keep the amount of permanent trauma to a minimum. People will still be functional in their lives because of your ministrations. And a lot of them will be thanking you throughout the night and in the following morning.
Yeah, I think by the time she stops, it's probably a bit of a shock that there's nothing under her hands to be working on. Like, you get I think you get in such a mindset of just...
You just keep like doing pacing.
Next thing, and then suddenly there's nothing, and it's like...
Your aide, a pimply redhead named Diothor, is going to... Kelara, it's fine. Get some rest. You deserve it. We'll be fine
Do you
here.
know where the others are?
Meanwhile, Godfrey, where have you been during this?
I'll probably stick close to Darrett a little bit and just see how much I can help getting things together, keep them on the road, and just ask a few more questions. Like, if do you know how is Kalaman? Is it is still defended, right? Sounds like everyone was gone. Okay.
I mean, we still had our bare bones, but I think
it's worry about the people of Vogler just on the outside.
That's fair. We have to hope that everything is all right. Thankfully, this doesn't appear to be any type of subterfuge. This is, our mistake that we made here. It's not like we were lured out, thankfully.
Where is Lord Bracaris?
Over by those trees, sleeping on the dirt.
I'm gonna just have a word with him. I'll be polite.
All right. So as you head over there, Riz, what are you doing?
I think the first thing that she probably started off was she probably got a soldier to help her take off Ispin's tack, and she probably gave him a quick rub down with her scarf around her thing, just to make sure he won't get cold and colic over the night from the sweat and stress and something chilling. So she's taking care of him, so it will feel good the entire night. And she probably she's gonna root around in her bag to try and find some horse treats.
All right. Roll me on your basic Kender chart.
Okay.
And you can do 3 rolls because you have time just to like take extra time to just go through.
Sweet. Kinder feet.
Okay.
So yeah, the base, the D21.
Yeah, the basic D21. Yeah.
16. A bottle of delicious wine.
The horse is going to go and gonna nuzzle the bottle.
Hey, you want some? Cork popping sound. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
Riz will swig it, and then she'll like swig it in a pouch for Ispen.
And he's gonna do that horsey, mouthy, gummy thing. Look.
Mm-hmm. All right, she'll go again.
Okay. So we'll be back with you in a sec. Aurontiros and Hazeal, are you just sitting and watching Riz share drinks with her horse?
No, I absolutely have something I need to do. Hazeal is pissed.
Yeah, Riz is planning probably to do a very similar thing after she takes care of the horse that has been taking her all day. Riz is definitely going to go see Bakaris.
Why don't you deal with your anger first, and then I'll chime in.
Okay,
Good
so
call.
Riz, what else do you find in your bag?
So she found a spool of yarn and chalk.
Okay, the horse will eat the chalk.
And then she finds 3d12 gold pieces.
The horse
Or
will try to
steel.
eat those and will go.
No, it's been that. It's not for you.
Bleh.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Apparently didn't have any treats for you, but I'll see if there's any basic supplies. I've got to go take care of something though afterwards. Okay.
One of the soldiers will turn and look at you. Hey. Thanks for getting our back while we cross the bridge. Here, and he's gonna throw a crab apple to you.
Oh,
There's a tree over the hill.
okay. Here, Ispen, I'll be right back. And Riz will go and pick apples because she totally is easily distracted.
Okay. So, Godfrey, as you approach Lord Bakaris, you can see him just still on the ground, facing away from everyone else, lying in the dirt. His clothes and armor bloodied, dirty. We're actually going to turn to Hazeal for a moment. Hazeal, what are you doing at this point?
Hazel's a little concerned that she will just take her anger out on this guy if she actually goes to talk to him. So she is going to cast Message.
Okay. What is she going to say?
Maybe next time you'll think twice before leading good men to their deaths.
I want you to make me a persuasion or intimidation roll with advantage.
Cool. We're going with persuasion. Thank you for the advantage.
I mean, he's not expecting a ghost voice in his head.
That is fair. That is a 22.
Okay. So you are going to cast that in your rage, and kind of filter it through that. And Godfrey, as you head over to check on him, he's lying still on the ground. And then suddenly, his massive rounded back is going to begin to convulse. You think for just a moment, make me an insight roll.
Sorry, 16?
16? For a moment, you think that he's having a seizure for half a sec. He's a very large man in his late 40s, mid 50s. But as you take a moment, you can just hear, barely contained, as he weeps into the dirt.
son. My son. What glory could I have? I would.
What do you do?
I'm going to walk up to him, not trying to hide, and I'm going to pass him some water. Drink.
Yes, it's very, 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 very dusty
Look.
over here. Very, very, very dusty indeed. Hello, soldier.
It's, God, I'm not talking to you as a soldier right now. I'm talking to you as a member of House Highvalor. One nobleman to another. Nobody should see or have any. Nobody should see what you've seen, what these people have seen, what the people of Vogler have seen, watching their family die. And yes, a lot of what happened today is because of your recklessness. But listen to me. Listen. You have power, and you have the ears. You can help prevent people from suffering what you're going through right now. You need to be more careful, and you need to listen to the people who are in charge and make sure, like, the people who know what they're doing, who've been through this. I'm sorry for your loss. I really am. But you can do better. You can make sure that nobody else ever has to feel like you are feeling right now.
Make me a persuasion roll, please. You can use advantage.
All right, and I'm going to use my determination.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, persuasion. I'm proficient in that.
Oh, nice.
So let's see here. So with the determination, that's a dirty 20.
Okay.
And then 26.
I know that you had disagreements with my son. He was not always the easiest to... He was duly prideful, as a noble should be. But he was my son. And you're right, my rash action spilt his blood as keenly as any one of these swords. Yes. Perhaps I'm an old fool. But I guess I see what you mean. Lord Highvalor, we should lead by example.
I think truly the most noble thing is to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. Not for glory, not for pride, but to protect the people who serve under us.
With due respect, I don't think you know how little we have. Our pride is the only thing that sustains us at times. It is our bread and our wine. I suppose it is also our poison, and perhaps it is best now that with by sun gone, I am the last. I will think about what you have said, Lord Highvalor. If you'll excuse me, I want to be left with my ghosts.
Don't let them drag you to the grave. And I'll pass him my water, and I'll leave it with him. And I'll just walk away while he's drinking.
Okay. Meanwhile, Aurontiros, what are you doing during this whole time? Hazeal, you're kind of sitting nearby enough, I'm thinking, that you could probably observe this and just see the shell shock begin to absorb into Bakaris. It may not have been the angry result, but Hazeal, you're a dwarf, and you know what it is like to see a message etched in stone. That type of damage doesn't heal. And you'll feel a little satisfied about that, I'll say.
A little bit satisfaction.
A little bit satisfied.
Also the satisfaction that I didn't cave to like my urges of crushing his skull.
And you use magic to do it. You got like so many like bonuses going around in you right now. Aurontiros.
I think Aurontiros will just be singing his song of rest for the people, playing very light strings on the lute, and singing a more thought out verse, but I do have a little taste of something.
Sure.
If people can stomach it.
We probably can.
All right. Those dragon riders can strike us, but there ain't no grave that can hold our spirit down. Meet me, Mishakal, meet me. Meet me in the middle of the air. And if these wings don't fail me, I'll meet you anywhere. There ain't no grave can hold our spirit down.
Make me a performance roll with advantage, please. Good work there.
Nicely done.
All right. 18
You also have determination
plus...
if you want to spend that. To be ridiculous.
Let's see. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
what
important
does that bring you to?
him. Performance is 8, and I rolled an 18.
Oh, damn. So 26. So
26.
That's a 29.
29 with the determination. I think that's the highest I've ever rolled this game.
Wow. That is fantastic. So playing that there, I'll say, are you using your Song of Rest for everybody while you're doing this?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. So a sense of peace descends over the encampment. And as you play throughout the night, these men and women that are resting and recuperating from one of the worst days of their lives, some of them have never seen battle before. Occasionally, you'll see out of the corner of your eye as they sit to eat what humble rations they've brought with them or have been able to forage, that they're shocked, blank faces. They don't laugh much. They don't guffaw. But occasionally, in the firelight, you will see little bits of white, little smiles, little crooks of the corner of lips, moments of camaraderie. Almost small, almost so small that you would miss them. Were they not punctuated by the pluckings of your lute and the notes of your voice? You bring peace to them. Throughout the night, you all keep each other company and safe. And in the morning, once again, you find yourselves awake and alert as the sun rises. The troops gather themselves up and prepare to head back to the west. Darrett wishes you well and thanks you again for being the advance. And with that, saying a quick goodbye, you can see that, well, Lord Baccaris is back on his feet again. And if you weren't afraid that you had been, well, if you didn't know, you would probably worry that you'd been concussed. Because as you watch, he helps some of the soldiers, the wounded, pack themselves onto the horses. You see him doing little acts of physical labor.
I think I wanted to have Kelara do something kind to him in the thought that, I mean, his son's probably dead.
Mm-hmm.
As much as they were both asses on the regular in her home.
So, okay.
She will at least, like, I think, go by and just kind of make eye contact, smile, and nod to him type thing. So, like, just an acknowledgement and a friendliness.
He'll nod back to you as well, and the tip of his mustache will twitch a little. You're not sure if it's an actual smile, but it's not a sneer. And he'll nod at you.
Safe travels back to Kalaman.
You as well.
And, if you could,
He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a few coins.
many of the troops here from Vogler.
If you have the time. And the kitchens are up and running. Some fish pies would probably do them some good. And he'll pass you 10 steel coins.
Excellent. I will plan to buy supplies and do that, so it's ready.
I think over the course of the night, Riz decided She decided that how he treated her and how what's happened to him, I think she gives him the silent treatment, which is bizarre for a Kender, but she doesn't look at him, she doesn't acknowledge he exists. She just is done with him, and she's like, I'm not going to speak a word to him, I'm not going to think of him, because he's beneath her, and he was an absolute fool for doing it. And so she's like, I'm not going to be mean to him, but he's just not here.
He doesn't exist.
It's become a non-person.
All right. So
That's how I treat everyone.
All right. So with that, you ride. You make your way back to Kalaman, leaving the soldiers behind you to make their way slowly back toward home, hopefully meeting with Marshal Vendry's forces along the way. You ride hard. It's still another 20 some miles before you make it back to Castle Kalaman, but soon enough, you will make it back to the gates. And as you do, you will see that there are a crowd, people, milling at the gates as you ride up, murmuring excitedly and looking past the closed portcullis. From behind it, you can see one of the guards go, "Oh, nothing to see here. Move along. Come on, move along." What do you do?
Riz is off her horse and sneaking to see what's up.
I'm gonna just quickly reiterate what I said in our private chat, in that I am spending the spell slot and sorcery points to make sure Kelara and I have mage armor just in case, because that other place was too close for comfort.
Okay.
Kalara's gonna stay on her horse because that's her easy escape route if need be.
Okay.
Same with Hazeal.
All right. So, as you're around, you can hear people kind of muttering in the crowd. Oh, can you believe it? Knights here in the middle of Kalaman. We're saved. I don't really have much to do with the Solamic Knights, but at this point I'll take anybody. I know, right? It'd be good to get some backup. All the soldiers out of the town like they are. It'd be good to have some people here with some combat experience. Can I see the knight? A tiny child with gap teeth and pigtails will say.
Just give it a minute, Gabby. One of them might come down.
Never seen a knight before.
Oh, you will.
You will, her father says, clasping her on the back. Is anybody going to try to talk to the guards or to any of the people around?
Yeah, you said the gate was closed, or?
The gate is closed. The portcullis is down.
Yeah. I'm going to go up to it on horseback. Say,
Who's there?
we're messengers from Sir Darrett on the front.
I know you. You're Godfrey.
Yes?
Oh, raise the gates. The gates.
What's going on here?
Oh, reinforcements from Solamnia.
Well, that's great news.
It's the best,
great
really.
news.
It's good to have you back. You can make me a persuasion roll to try to like get some more details out of him.
Shoitanly. 13?
13. He's kind of like glancing over in the direction of your allies. They with you as well?
Yes.
Is that the Kenda Knight? I heard you had a Kenda Knight.
I believe Rizira goes by Queen of the Kender.
Queen of the Kenda. They've got a queen. I thought they were more of a communist state.
I think it changes depending on which one you're talking to.
Oh, well, have a good time. Have a good time with that. All right, Gate, come on. Move it a bit faster, Bruno.
Sorry about that. Trying.
And as that's going on, what's everybody else doing? There is a crowd around there, and you can see, like, I want to see a knight, the little girl says.
Hold on. I'm sure they'll be back.
Kelara will also ask the guards about it.
Okay. One of the other guards behind is kind of like, she looks out your direction, gives you a nod. What can I help you with?
They were saying knights? Have we gotten reinforcements?
Make me persuasion.
She's like covered in blood, probably still. Her shirt is not white.
Give me that persuasion. Let's find out.
Nice. This die is rolling 19 a lot. That is going to be 22.
She looks back and forth. Yeah. Reinforcements from Solamnia. Couldn't believe it myself.
Really?
There aren't many
How
of them.
many?
Just a half dozen, maybe.
But knights.
Actual knights. They're here to
Like
drop off some type
Solana.
of message.
Ooh.
I don't know who that is, but I'll tell you what. That
Knight
head
and
knight.
Folklore.
Well, it was actually a dozen. Tammy, it was a dozen.
A dozen knights, okay? Couldn't believe it. So, 11 from Oh! The angry one who likes who's chasing all the girls. Are all knights like that? Is your knight like that? Because I tell you what, the head of this group, what was his name? Caradoc?
Caradoc?
Handsome.
I
Dark
don't know. I
skinned
think
with a
all the
shaved
knights have been
head.
good looking so far.
Oh, I'd let him butter my bread if you follow me.
Kelara will just giggle at that. Oh, really?
What do you mean?
Coitus. And my favorite part is, He looked like a guy that could be a little rough and tumble. I don't know what they took to get here, but he looked like he'd been in a few scrapes. Definitely been, that armor had been well worn, he says with a grin.
Kelara will just laugh slightly and... Thanks for letting me know.
And as that goes up, the one who, as the gate finishes rising, the one who was pulling the winch, a really broad-shouldered man in his late 20s with a broken nose, like perpetually broken, like kind of like an Owen Wilson nose. He's gonna cut around the corner and go, I mean, they were handsome, all right, but it's kind of weird, you know? The only knights I've seen around here, really, like from Solamnia, are that one you mentioned, Lebna, and Darrett, and I guess that Becklin dame that's been coming around recently. It's just, I don't know. Your armor, or their armor, I guess. He kind of looks over at you two, Godfrey. You seem to take more pride in their appearance than these guys. I just expected more from knights, right? I don't know. It's probably just battle stains, but seem kind of different than the stories, you know?
I was gonna say that is a little suspicious because I believe they're supposed to take. There's the whole measure on taking care of.
You got to be shiny.
Yeah,
got to be a shiny knight.
Did they go meet with the lords?
Yeah, they're up now.
Are there
I
any
think we should go there quickly.
guards for the lords?
I think the usual probably. Yeah. But anyway, come on in. The gates are open. Rizira, you said you were sneaking around. You said you were sneaking around?
Mm-hmm.
So Riz, you've kind of maneuvered your horse up by the front of the gate and kind of are ready to go right as soon as the rest of your party kind of is ready to go. You are right at the head of that spear, kind of pushing into the town. Now, as you wind up through the roads of Kalaman, making your way up to the castle itself, you'll soon find yourself in front of closed gates. But as you ride up, a pair of the guards will go, "Oh, hey, it's you! Come on, Frank, let's get this open!" And they're going to pull the gates open for you, leading you into the courtyard. And
Perfect.
Yeah, it's not a problem at all. Super easy, barely any inconvenience. Okay. And as you head into the courtyard, Castle Kalaman's courtyard is largely deserted, as most of the city's defenders remain with the troops west of the city. Near covered cloisters leading to the city council's conference rooms are two heavily armored knights of Solamnia on horseback. One of them holds a banner bearing a prominent rose emblem. What do you do?
How does their armor look?
Make me a perception roll.
Where's my d20? Ooh.
Are we allowed to make this
14.
roll?
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
is this just a night thing?
Actually, no, it's totally your thing as well. Actually, you know what? Give me your passive perceptions.
Oh, 15.
11.
Haha, +1.
Okay.
20.
20?
22.
Okay.
20 for
And
passive.
passive. Hazeal, you can't quite see because you're short for some reason, and Riz is right at the front. But you're going to notice that they seem to be astride their horses and are kind of in front of the council chambers. As you look at them, the rest of you are going to notice the knights are wearing full plate, covered in spots of ash and rust, as if it is exceptionally old and ill-maintained. Does anyone approach at all?
Yep.
I would like
slowly.
to just because Hazel's been suspicious since we were there, so regardless of what I see, she was planning on casting Dispel Magic to see if there was like some sort of effect on here.
Okay.
Subtle spell, so she's not using any.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to make me a roll for your Dispel Magic and tell me what you get.
Is that plus my spell attack bonus? This is a new spell, so I'm not
So
sure.
it's, I believe it is an intelligence check for Dispel Magic. So it's your intelligence plus a d20. And you do have determination still.
Yep. And if it's
Any spell
anything-
of third level or lower ends, and then ability check using your spellcasting ability, which is good because mine's not int.
Oh, you're right. It's charisma for you. Sorry about that.
So 14.
14?
No,
You wanna
sorry,
spend your-
15. 15. I can do
You still
math.
still have determination as well.
I will use that.
Okay.
So that's 18.
Subtly, you cast your spell, and as you do, there is going to be a shimmer. There are two knights, one who's kind of a little bit in front, and Godfrey, as you move yourself closer, that knight is going to pull back on the reins of his horse, and the horse is going to take a step in front to block you. And as he does, he looks at you through the visor of his helmet and glowers. And that's when Hazel's spell goes off. The subtle spell is there's going to be a warping of air in front of him, and the armor remains. But through the vented slit of his helmet, all of you are going to see the little gaps in armor. The body slowly dissolves, revealing that of a long, desiccated corpse. Roll initiative at the beginning of next game.
Oh,
And
Good
Lars
job,
just shrank in
Hazel.
shock.
Yay!
nice.
Oh, that is
Oh, no.
great. Yes, and by I mean desiccated down to like mummified skeletons. By the way, like
Oh, long dead.
long dead. This is why I was like, Kelara, please take a long rest. The next chapter is like
Fair.
my
And-
favorite,
Well, see, I
in the book
figured-
so far. So
I figured worst comes
Nice.
to worst, like traveling back was probably still gonna be a long time. So I could long rest, like have my like arms tied around Godfrey or something to keep me upright on like a horse and just like
I was hoping.
just snore at his back type thing.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, folks, thank
Um,
you so much for enjoying. What's up, Jen?
Oh no, I can't even remember what I was gonna say. I was just
Blah, 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 blah. I'm
Well
not
done,
sure.
Hazel.
emotion.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how Dispel works for that type of effect, but I figured like if you rolled above a 15 on that, you were gonna push it through. It's a magical effect.
Fair.
There's no stats for it for the disguise spell, so I'm like, that's gonna punch it.
Yeah, because that's
Cool.
like 15 is like a 5th level spell. Or
That's
Yeah.
right. I was like, whatever natural disguise this is, whatever glamour this is, screw it. Dispel magic is cinematic, and plus, you just wasted a 3rd level spell to do it. I'm gonna give you some results on this. Like, let's have it be cinematic as you reveal a skeleton warrior.
Right? Yeah. But it's also why I just having an icky feeling leaving the fort is why I'm like, let's do mage armor as well, so I
Yep.
don't have to waste a turn in combat next time if
Right.
we have combat.
Dwarf paranoia for the win.
Dwarf paranoia for the win. And as the chat is asking, are undead knights a thing? Only a few. But that's
Oh, yes, they are.
Yeah.
All right.
Yay.
So, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Dragonlance. I hope you had a good time. Big thank you to our sponsor, Bookwyrm Games. Go to bookwyrmgames.com to buy all of your dice, to buy edible dice, and to check out their quest chest at chessquest.info. You can learn all about these system agnostic game in a boxes, which come with curated music, sometimes coffee and tea, other treats. It's a great way to spend some time with your players, and it can be any system that you want to run it under, so long as there's like a mild fantasy bent. Check them out today. They're a great sponsor. I've heard nothing but good things from our crew and our viewers who have bought from them. And hey, we've been using them all night and having a great time. So check them out. They're a great sponsor and we're really lucky to have them. Besides that, I'm very lucky to have you on here as our viewers. So if you liked what we do here, please hit the sub button below, hit the view, or pardon me, the follow button. If you're on Twitch, if you're listening to this on podcast, please rate and review us as high as you can. And if you are so inclined, join us at patreon.com/dorktales, where you can get advanced access to a ton of additional content every month. I think there's like 4 extra games this month. That is way delayed, and it's 100% worth it. And the money goes to help the stream directly, because this is a full-time gig. The last Dragonlance episode took almost 4.5 hours to edit, which is a long time.
About as long as it took to play it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
1 for 1. But in particular, I have to thank our highest tier patrons, starting with Jade, the maker of monsters, our world building producer, who is working on some fantastic stuff for the Shards of Nirn right now. I have to thank my mom and my stepdad, Jan and Bob, for being our divine producer, and eventually my mom will figure out what that means and will help me invent a god for our homebrew setting. To Precarious, our demonic Funkle, thank you so much for all of your support. Funkle Marty, you're an amazing dude, and I love having you around. Can't wait to get you in some Extra Life games. Tammy, the wizard of the Patreon, who is our forever cleric, thank you so much. Your divine spells are going to be causing a lot of damage in our homebrew games very soon. And finally, I have to thank the High Council of the Patreon, Taryn, Dustin, Trizelta, Cubby Gummy, Amberthist, the Traveler, Raven with Baubles, Karasha Urquhart, Drew Thompson, Sergio, Chef Aladeth, Larouk, Sorcerer Sanguine, and Mike Baxter, first of his name. Thank you so much for all of your support. We love you incredibly much. I personally am deeply in love with you, mostly platonically, but hey, we'll talk. And well, all right. And with that, we'll see you next time. Be sure to come back on this Sunday for Spelljammer, because there's only 2 games left and you want to watch that, I'm sure. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.